Ba-da-ba-ba. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is going on, party people? How goes it? How goes it? Good stuff? Good stuff? I like to hear good stuff. That's what I like to hear. Why is my cartoon version of me not speaking? That's what I want to know. Why is my cartoon version of me not speaking? I'll tell you, of all the things, of all the ways to start off this, here thing, my cartoon thing is not speaking. I need to switch over here for a second so I can pop out this here chat. Embedded chat. No, not embedded chat. Chat settings. We're going to pop out this sucker. Pretty sure there's a way to pop this sucker out here. Hang on 1 second. 1 second. Where is it? Where in the love of God is it? How's everybody doing? Y'all doing good? Yeah, y'all's is doing good. I know y'all's is doing good. Oh, I know that I could pop this out. There it is. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't done it in a minute. But now I can see your guys' chat a little better. Chat is ready to display messages. So now anybody who writes anything now, I'll be able to see it. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Mr. Beast and an interview he did 7 days ago that has 1.9 million views with the Diary of a CEO. So I'm pretty excited about this. Let me show the channel real quick, and we'll come back and do roll call. Yeah. Wait a minute. There we go. I think that's right. Wait a minute. Professional streamer. I'm going to entertain you guys with a little bit of bike riding while I stream tonight. Just a way to give people more to look at, you know? But I got to turn the sound down because it's just way too loud. It's just a bit too loud. We ain't got time for that, you know? We want to be listening to the video, not the stuff. So JSauce sent this video in for us, and I see her in the chat. How you doing, JSauce? Is that all good? Is life good? Everybody treating each other well? Everybody doing good things? I like it. Jamma, there he is. Janie Minaj. Hello, just a chill. Hello, no fanfare, please. Well, you came to the wrong place, Janie, because you know I give fanfare because I go Janie Minaj. Janie Minaj. All right, that's it. That's all the fanfare I'm going to give you. I don't want to overly embarrass you. Carla, stop chilling over on Twitter. JSauce says, I'm okay, ... You know when someone puts ... after I'm okay, they're not okay. JSauce is not okay. She's not okay. How's everybody doing, though? We doing good? We doing good? We doing lovely? I saw Sarah Nonan Little, #1 commenter, always. She was the first to comment again, guys. Get on her level. That's what I'm going to say to you. Get on her level, you know? Because her level, okay, that's the one I don't want to move then. That's the one I don't want to move. I thought it was a different one, but it's not. I hope everybody is doing very well. I forgot I need to put on ads. I know you guys don't like that, but your boy's got to make a couple bucks here. You know what I'm saying? It's got to make a couple dollars. A bit of dollar here, a bit of dollar there. Not too many dollars, just enough dollars. He don't want all the dollars. He just wants a couple. He don't need Elon Musk money. But he just needs enough money to live. You know what I'm saying? There it is right there. All right. Let's just monetizing this real quick so some of you guys can get some ads. And those of you on YouTube Premium ask the question, what are ads? To which I say, good question. Good question. Who really knows what any ads are, right? No one. I surely don't, because I've had YouTube Premium for quite some time. For quite some time, I tell you. Rogera's in the chat. Good to see you. Tina Cat 911, the bluest of Jays, is there. How's everybody? We're still going. Let me just scroll up a little bit, make sure I didn't see. Nancy, just saying her name again, just in case I didn't get it right the first time. Soul and Luna. Soul and Luna on Kick and on YouTube. That's what I like to see. New Moon Rising. Hi, EG. Hi, Tina. Good to see you, New Moon. Always a pleasure. And as I always said before, we're gonna be doing the Mr. Beast interview tonight. Apparently, this thing is a little complicated. JSauce claims that it's a bad interview, and then she sent me some other stuff to follow it up after this interview finished. So I'm kind of excited to see what happens here. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this interview, and because this interview is an hour and 43 minutes long. So yeah, it's gonna take a minute. Also, my guy is not speaking. Why is your mouth not moving, sir? Why is... Oh, my God, look at him now. He's doing the lean back. He doing the lean back, baby. There you go. Get up there. Get up there. That's better. That's better. He talking now. You best believe he talking now. But the only problem is now that he's talking, the minute I stop having him talk, he's not going to... he's going to just repeat Mr. Beast stuff. So, that's kind of lame. Okay, well, if it's not perfect, it's okay, because we don't do anything perfect on this stream. We don't do anything perfect. We never have. We never will. It's never going to be a perfect thing. But you know what? Sometimes that's just enough. Hey, GeForce Princess. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. I can't tag, but hello. It's good to see you. All right, again, Mr. Beast, if you want to be liked, don't help people. And I lost tens of millions on Beast games. Awesome. Let's get started here. And we'll stop where we find a place to fit in. And if not, well, we won't stop. Get it.
There's a reason no one makes videos like me. Because no one wants to live the life I live or be in my head. They would be miserable.
Are you happy?
I'm gonna be honest. So far, more unhappy than happy.
Well, has it ever crossed your mind to quit YouTube as a whole?
Oh yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's got enough money
boy.
now. He definitely got enough money to quit if he wants.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
He is the biggest YouTuber on the
Mr.
planet,
Beast
and he's building empires. I mean, is there anything this man can't do?
Your business empire is much bigger than most people realize.
That's
Yeah,
Nerd
I mean,
City
I'm
for
only
anybody who doesn't
26,
know.
and we have the largest YouTube channel in the world. And Beast Games is gonna shatter some pretty crazy records. And we do 9 figures in Feastables. But a lot of that stems from being a very confused child that's not fitting in, that feels like a freak. Plus, I really wanted to take care of my mom because when I was 11, we literally went bankrupt and lost everything. Luckily, it worked out. And it's because I'm really good at obsessing over one thing more than anyone else on the planet. Like, I lost tens of millions of dollars on these games. But it's about
That's a
making
lot of
season 1
money.
as good as possible. And I just really love
Yeah, that's a lot of
solving
money.
complex problems. Like, how many kids do you think are in child labor in West Africa, just on cocoa farms? It's 1.5 million. And so with Feastables, we were trying to get over 1 million kids out of child labor. But the ironic part is the more I help people, the more I get. Like, I've read over 5,000 messages telling me to kill myself. I mean, there's definitely times where
That's
I
pretty
would cry,
ridiculous.
but if my mental health was a priority, I wouldn't be as successful as I am. This is the price you have to pay.
But when is enough enough?
Honestly,
That's a good intro.
This has always
Good
blown
intro.
my mind a little bit. 53% of you that listen to this show regularly haven't yet subscribed to the show. So
Mine's
could
like
I ask you for a favor
98%
before we
of
start?
people
If you
don't
like the
watch,
show and you like
don't
what we do here
subscribe.
and you want to support us, the free, simple way that you can do just that is by hitting the subscribe button. And my commitment to you is if you do that, then I'll do everything in my power, me and my team, to make sure that this show is better for you every single week. We'll listen to your feedback, we'll find the guests that you want me to speak to, and we'll continue to do what we do. Thank you so much.
Get them to talk to me.
Jimmy, we've really
I'm a
just
big
only
deal.
met, and you are already, to me, a bit of a Rubik's Cube
okay.
in so many ways. And I've been trying to piece the pieces together to understand the uniqueness of you, because you're so unbelievably unique. We just drove over here in the car, and hearing you speak about the way that you view life and speaking to you yesterday on the phone. I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people, and I've never ever met someone who
What's up,
has
Daniel's
the
crew?
perspective on life that you have. You're truly unique.
Getting better.
Whoa, whoa,
The more the
whoa!
merrier.
Hold the
What do I
phone.
need to understand about your
Hey,
piece
Ruben,
is to
steady
understand
Probably because she got that black girl
who
magic.
you
You know
are.
what I'm saying?
Oh,
Oh, what
boy.
the
Yeah, this
Agatha's
party
mother
just
takes
keeps
over
getting better.
Agatha's body
More the
again.
merrier.
What
just
happened?
What is playing right
now?
now?
Agatha by
Membership.
blasting her with witch's power, I guess.
What am I playing?
And of course,
Hell yeah,
Agatha
this
being a
party
trash
just keeps
human,
getting
she
better.
steals all of
The more the
Alice's
merrier.
power, killing Alice.
Solid Luna
If
gifted
only
Will
Alice
Miller
had listened
membership.
to the warning that Agatha's mother gave her like 2
What?
seconds
Why is
before
the
this,
Agatha video
yeah,
playing?
This party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Another thing that really frustrates me
Solid
about this
Luna
part
gifted
is that
Stacey
Alice knew
O'Brien
that
a
Agatha wanted
membership.
to steal their powers because it was made very clear at
Hell
the
yeah,
door
this
when it
party
appeared.
just keeps
This
getting
doesn't
better.
make any sense.
Agatha was
More
trying to
the
get them
merrier.
to blast her
Solid
with
Luna
their power.
gifted DKC underwater
that
level
she could steal
music
it.
membership.
Where is it coming from?
This is usually where the witch's road ends for most witches, but the minute Agatha starts calling them all idiots so that they'll blast her in a fit
What
of rage,
is
like a
even
bunch of
happening right
emotional
now?
Women,
Where is that coming from?
making it easy for Agatha to just steal their power somehow. They were smart enough then to realize
Why is the
that she
Agatha
was
all
trying to
along
steal their
video
power,
playing?
but
And where
managed
is
to
it playing
forget
from?
this on the third trial somehow.
What is happening? I'm about
They
to
were smart enough then to realize that she was trying to
Why?
steal their power, but all
Where?
of a sudden,
Where
just
are you
act
coming
like that
from?
Never even happened. They know that the whole point of this thing is for Agatha to get their power.
Stop it, EG.
Yet Alice hops up and's like, "Yo!"
Am I trolling myself?
Agatha, and then ends up dying because of it.
Where is that coming from?
So now Billy's all pissed off at Agatha because Agatha.
This
killed
isn't even
Alice.
like the official.
Probably known this from the very beginning, but
This isn't even the official
But
video.
he keeps having this weird idea that Agatha
might
is a
have.
good person deep down, instead of seeing her
I'm
for the
sorry,
absolute selfish
Ray.
woman that she
I
actually
didn't
is.
mean it.
This wraps up episode 5. Now on to episode 6.
Where are you coming
In episode 6, we finally get to
You
learn
demon
about
child.
Billy Maximoff, aka William, and
That's
you
it.
see,
I'm closing everything.
how Billy.
Okay, this is not even. This is like a take.
In episode 6, we finally get to
This is
learn
a
about
takeaway.
Billy
Yeah,
this
Maximoff,
party just
aka
keeps getting
William,
better. The more the merrier.
aka
The Daniels
The
crew
Jewish
gifted
kid.
run escapers.
and you see how Billy was before he became Billy Maximoff.
Okay,
He
no,
managed
I don't want to
engage
talk
with all
about
the
Billy
witches as
Maximoff.
William, who's the guy he was before he became Billy Maximoff.
Oh, what kind of
Very
what
confusing.
kind of
But then
witchcraft
dies in a
is
car
this?
crash, leaving Billy to take his life,
What is this witchcraft?
and then turning himself into Billy Maximoff.
Maybe if I start playing something else, it'll stop.
And that's really all this.
No, now it's just playing two
that's really
things.
all this episode is. It was meant to be like a huge reveal, and in a way, it kind of is.
I'm just closing everything.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps
closing it
getting
all.
better. The more
And
the
I guess in a
merrier.
way, it was kind of like,
Solid Luna
well,
gifted Timey Wimey
I guess
membership.
that's somewhat neat.
I wonder if it's coming on my.
Hell yeah,
it's
this
on my
party
TV.
just
But at
keeps
the same
getting
time, it
better.
comes off like
The
really
more
That's
the
why I
flat.
merrier.
can't find it.
It's like,
Solid
oh,
Luna
Billy
gifted
Maximoff,
Tri-State
saw that
Scratcher a
coming.
membership.
Thank you.
All of a sudden, Billy Maximoff loses
Hell
control
yeah,
and
this
sends
party
the
just
other
keeps
two
getting
witches into
better.
the swamps.
The more the
I'm
merrier.
under attack.
Solid Luna
All of a sudden,
gifted
Billy
Bennett a
becomes like
membership.
super powerful out of nowhere, and then forces the witches.
Hell yeah,
Okay, it's
this
coming through
party just
audio
keeps
low.
getting better.
Where
Witches
is that
road
audio?
More the
somehow by
merrier.
sending them through like
Solid
Where is
Luna
audio
gifted
two coming
Stephanie
from?
Humphreys a membership.
This is like overload right
So
now.
now we have two groups of witches.
Hell yeah, this
Gem
party
and the
just
fortune
keeps
teller.
getting better. The
And
more the
Agatha and
merrier.
Billy.
Solid
So now we have
Luna
two groups of
gifted
witches:
Charette a
Jen and the fortune
membership.
teller, and Agatha and Billy. There's only 4 people left.
it coming from
Rio's
here?
Well, would you
disappeared,
look
but
at
we
that?
know why. because
Someone's
she's
guilty
dead.
of
She can
being
just do her
total
own-
badass.
No, it's not.
Chick
I thought it
thugs
might be coming
approves
from the
this
second
myth.
computer, but it's not.
The
That's pretty much
Daniels
episode
crew
6.
super chatted $2.
Not really a whole lot
Professional
there.
streamer.
Well,
It's
yeah,
amazing they were even
profession-
able to somehow manage to turn this into like a 20-something.
I mean,
minute
I'm
long
right. I'm
episode.
totally based in what I'm saying, but I don't know where it's coming from.
Episode 7 starts off with
How does this
Agatha
even
looking
happen?
like the Wicked Witch.
Like, how did a random video
And
start
Billy looking
playing
like
in my
Maleficent.
background?
From Snow White.
And it's not.
Episode 7 starts off with Agatha looking like the Wicked Witch and Billy looking like
I
Maleficent
gotta minimize
from Snow
everything.
White.
It's got to be
You know
around
that
here
Disney's
somewhere.
not going to miss out on an opportunity to flex characters from their other franchises.
It's got to be here
This
somewhere.
episode really frustrates me. like this
Why would
show.
it randomly just start playing
I wasn't
some
sure
random
if it had.
freaking thing?
I wasn't sure if this episode really
Yeah,
frustrates
look, you
me.
can't-
And
you
I
can
know like
hear-
the
I'm
whole
not
show
even,
does,
like-
but
it's not even
particularly
edited.
this episode. I wasn't sure if it has to do with the budget or not, but there could have been like an epic battle between the Salem witches and Agatha and her coven. Instead, it ends with the fortune teller
Stop it.
which having a glorious moment.
Stop.
Instead, it ends with the fortune teller all of a sudden turning into a girl. Instead, it ends.
Wait.
With
I think I found it. Oh God! Thank God. Thank God. That was that was pure chaos, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, let me just make sure I get rid of that so that don't happen again. I forgot that in the character thing that there's audio, like I had audio stuff saved, so it was just replaying it. All right, I was like, what the hell is happening? How could that all be happening? How could that possibly have just happened? And now Mr. Beast is out of focus again. Fun times, guys. Always fun times on the show, isn't it? Professional streamer. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. That's all you need to know. Is I am the most professional of streamers. Oh no, where did my crap? Now I lost my guy. Okay, he's back. He's back. All right. Okay. Let's try this again. But this time with a little bit of spunk, eh, guys? All right. Okay. Although I closed everything out, so now you're going to even see the chat. That was fun. That was not fun. That was terrifying. What's up, E-Shift? That was like, I really didn't know where that was coming from. And I was like trying. Oh my God. Now I just unplugged my headphones. What, can anything else go wrong tonight? Why, God? Why? All right. I'm playing Mr. Beast. I'm not stopping it. From now on, this guy's just gonna play we're gonna play the rest of this. I'm gonna act like I'm not even here because clearly I am not on my game today. All right. I got it under control, guys. That will never happen again, I promise you. From here on out, we will never have a mistake like that again in this stream. Professional streamer. We're living up to the title. Let's do it.
Earliest years, I'm just stubborn, man. I just never give up. I mean, there's no world where I ever would have quit.
Kinda like me.
I mean, if we're just jumping right into it, it's a great, no intro or anything, just boom. That's how you hold people. When I was 11, I just said, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to die trying. And I meant it. And there was like, even if no one still watches my videos to this day, I would still be going. And so people hate it, but I'm just the most competitive, stubborn person you'll ever meet. And I just never give up.
And where did that come from?
I have no idea, to be honest. Honestly, it feels like it was
I'm
just
gonna
in my
speed it up a
DNA and
pinch,
my
'cause
bloodstream.
this is a long,
my mom
long
hated
interview.
it growing up. We'd always argue and like, you know, she has this thing where like once Jimmy sets his mind to something, he just never stops.
that's
And
too
it would
fast.
always piss her off because when it was
That's
YouTube
good.
and she wanted me to be studying or things like that. But I really don't know. It's just always been how I am. And I think a lot of people have these weird tendencies and they tend to like try to like unlearn them. And like I had phases in my life where I was like, am I too extreme? Like people are very intimidated by me because I just am so obsessed with work and
they,
I'm so
though?
all in. And like, is this like
I'm not
unhealthy?
intimidated
Should I
by
try to be
Mr.
more like a
Beast, I
normal
don't
human,
think.
especially when I was a teenager. It's a lot easier. It's funny when you're making lots of money, it's like admirable, it's respectable. It's like, look, those are traits we want. But when you're not successful, you know, you're a lunatic when you have all these traits. And so back then I'd occasionally be like, man, like, should I try to be more normal? But I just could never do it. Anytime I tried to, I mean, I've mentioned this before, but one of the like things that like I have a memory of that like really is burned in my brain is like people one time, like a high schooler told me when I was in middle school, like, all you do is talk about YouTube. Like, do you like know how to do anything else? Like you're just like,
Daniel Screw says, I watched his whole life story and I like him. Yeah, maybe some small stuff he does help people, and that's more to me. He is a philanthropist. You can't say that Mr. Beast doesn't help anybody. If anybody tells you Mr. Beast doesn't help nobody, they're lying. All right? We can at least all agree that he does help people all the time. So, yeah, well, I put it on 1.25 because this is an hour and 43 minutes long. That's gonna be a long friggin' stream here, but apparently this stream gets pretty messy. But that's fine. We'll get through the whole thing. We can do it. We can do it.
it's like a freak. And I tried to like watch South Park, you know, because that's what a lot of people in my school watch to fit in. And I just couldn't. I was like, this is such a waste of time. I don't like I could be working right now. And I tried to do all these things to like fit in, and I eventually just like stopped talking because I just didn't relate to anyone. And people used to call me mute. Like one of my teachers literally asked like if I was mute.
From
Like,
Dog
'cause
Pack,
that's how
though,
little I
that's where
spoke
you heard
because
it.
no one in the school I went to was entrepreneurial or wanted to build businesses, and I just didn't want to do anything else. And yeah, eventually I started to succeed, found other lunatics, and now life's great. But you know, I like to tell this story when I'm on podcasts because if you have a younger viewer who's in that same spot, you're not the problem. It's your environment, and you just gotta put yourself in a better environment.
What about your parents, mum and dad? You talk about your mother a lot.
Yeah. No, I don't. I
His
didn't get it
HR.
from them.
What influence did they both have on you?
Well,
It's like
I don't really
Oprah.
talk about my dad much. That's, you know, a long story. Don't need to get into it. But my mom, honestly, it's great now. Me and my mom have a phenomenal relationship, but on the come up, it was
His
pretty
dad
rough
was
because
like,
in 2008 they were over
meant
leveraged,
to
so
put
we
some
literally went
YouTuber.
bankrupt, and so they you know had properties that they used to get other properties, and then when everything collapsed, they lost basically everything. And so my mom was working 2 jobs and you know barely getting by, and so I didn't see her that much because when I was coming home from school, she was doing her second job. So it was a lot because she was a single mom raising us. She's working all the time. You know, I don't talk about a lot of this.
Eshif says, I used to watch Mr. Beast, just not into what his shows are like, but I appreciate what he does and wouldn't want to get in his way. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to really get in Mr. Beast's way either, to be honest. He can squash you like a bug. He definitely helps people. His last video was so good with the pyramids. Good to watch. My mom's been really into the Mr. Beast games, too. Like, my mom's been really into it, so... you know, she seems to like them.
You know, I have Crohn's disease, so I was very sick growing up. My brother also
It's a
had
serious
issues as
disease,
well.
Crohn's
and so,
disease.
you know, we're not the healthiest kids in our teenage year. She's just trying to get by and take care of us. And then, you know, she comes home and she just has this brat that's being annoying and like, I want to be a YouTuber. And she's just begging me. Sometimes she would literally cry
I
and
wanna
beg
be a
me to do
YouTuber.
homework. And I mean, I was like, I
You
didn't
did it, though.
I didn't mean it in a mean way, but I mean, even one time I literally told her, if you want my homework done so bad, why don't you just do it? You know, like that's what I told my mom. Like, what am I doing? I don't know. Like, I was just like, I don't care. Like, I just want to be successful. I want to build businesses. And so it was like, bless her heart. Luckily it worked out. So now I spoil her. She's great. She has her second home. Anything she could ever want, she has. And so the first thing I did was start paying my mom, take care of her once I started making money, because she gave everything to like get me where I am. And I wouldn't be where I am now, but it was like me and her spoke different languages when I was younger. You know, she didn't want me to end up like them, you know, and get screwed and not have much money. And like the path I was going down was just basically like, oh, I'm gonna be a homeless drug addict. And like her brain couldn't compute the world I saw,
Hey,
and my
I've
brain
been a
couldn't
homeless
compute the
drug
world she
addict.
saw, and it was constant
It's not
friction.
fun.
Who was looking after you then? If she was busy working and you were at home and your dad's not around, who
Yeah.
takes care of you?
I just, me and my brother, we were just there. I was just making videos.
You're making videos.
Yeah.
What age did that start, the videos?
I started at 11.
11.
Yeah. So
So
I'm 26 now.
young.
I can't really remember life before YouTube. Like my earliest memories are basically when I started making videos.
You said earlier you don't talk about your dad much.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me about it, but why don't you talk about your father much?
This is
Ah,
very
don't worry about it.
Oprah-esque.
I know your mum has spoken about him before,
Yeah.
and it was a bit of a tumultuous relationship.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have the best relationship. I mean, that's a topic for another day. Honestly, kind of a sour way to start off, but yeah, my mom is great. I love
I
her.
have it at
She used to
1.25. That's
cry
why he's
asking you
talking
to
so
do your
fast.
Homework.
A lot of things.
Okay, fine. I will slow it down. Just because it's so long, but it's fine. I'm chilling. I'm not in any rush.
She would cry because I wouldn't put money away. When we started making money, she thought it was too risky. And I mean, the thing is, nothing she would say was unreasonable.
Well, he's 26.
Right? Looking back at
He's
it, she
pretty
was
still pretty young
perfectly
guy.
reasonable in what she was doing. I'm just a deranged lunatic and was way too obsessed with building the business and way too all in. It's very cute. One time she, like, when we had, I don't remember, like some month where made like $100,000, and I'm like, okay, perfect. Now I can spend $100,000 this next month on videos. And she like took like 5,000 of it and put it away for me in my own bank account without telling me. But in case, I ever went, was over leveraged or went bankrupt like they did.
Hell
and,
yeah, this party just
I found
keeps
out
getting better.
about it.
The
And
more the merrier.
she's like,
Jen pretty
please
much
don't
just
take
Solid
this
Blue
money. Just let me
David
set
Bonneville
aside anything.
podcast
Stop.
membership.
Hey, let's go.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solid Luna gifted that Amber Chicken membership.
Soul is going off tonight, folks. She's going off.
Hell
She's
yeah,
out of
this
control.
party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solid Luna gifted April a membership.
Oh.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solent Luna gifted Peanut Butter Fan Man a membership.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solent Luna gifted Nonna T a membership.
She did though. I heard it. I heard that Soul gifts memberships. That's what I heard. Did you guys hear that? I hear that Soul is gifting all the memberships tonight. Everybody's getting a membership. You best believe it, folks. Thank you, Soul. Seriously, much love, much love. Hang on, I gotta go get into the. I gotta get to the soundboard. I need to just wire the soundboard into the I just gotta wire it directly into the thing because I think that would make it better.
Spending everything on videos, and I was like, no, this is perfect. Now I can spend more. Like, this is awesome. Thank you, Mom. And like, but to me, I don't
Carla
really feel
is a legend.
risk.
All
Like,
y'all are
if
legends.
anything, it like risk excites me, and like I have very high threshold for it. So yeah, we literally weren't communicating the same language. But I don't remember what age it was, but eventually after I took enough risks and figured it out, my mom just said to me, you know what? I'm going to trust you. Like, I have faith. And everything got so much better after that point when like she stopped staying up all night worrying about me and worrying whether or not I was making the right decision, when she's just like, Jimmy, I trust you.
I got you the
I know
sad
this, you
horn.
think
I
about
put
this
the
all
sad
day.
horn
Like,
in there.
I'm going to just follow your lead. And our relationship has been, perfect ever since then.
If I'd asked 10-year-old Jimmy, how are you doing? What would he have said?
10,
is
I
some
don't know. But
serious
if you asked me
philosophy.
at like 12 or 13, I probably would have been like, fuck. Like, no one
Psychological.
watches my videos.
That's
I
it.
just really
I
want to
said
be a YouTuber.
philosophical. This interview is really
I
philosophical,
gotta make
guys.
this work.
Why did you want to really be a YouTuber? Because kids say that,
Yeah.
but the extent to which you said it and the focus that you had on that particular goal of being a YouTuber, because there's many things you could have focused on. You could
Yeah.
have been a video game player, whatever, but YouTube is a particularly interesting thing because you're on camera,
Yeah.
people are seeing it, there's a metric which decides how successful you are. Was there any element of the on-camera part that was helping to solve for like the
Okay, I wasn't
feeling
sure
of
what the red
isolation
light
that
meant.
you seem to have at that time?
No,
Was there community?
Yeah, I think it's more to do with just I found out that when I was at a young age, probably around 11, that there were YouTubers that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And I was
So it
just
comes
like,
back
oh,
to
that's
money.
it. Like,
So it's the money.
yeah, of course, because back then we didn't have money, and I really wanted to take care of my mom. And
See, this is why I respect the guys that were. This is why I respect like the guys that were doing YouTube back in the day because they weren't making any money. Like Boogie, like the guys who were just making it for the fame or for the attention or for fun. Those are the people that I respect because the money didn't come along for so many people until later on. You know, he also started with a phone that was cracked. Yeah, I mean a lot of people can start with phones. You know, why not? You know, as long as you got a camera and a phone and an internet connection, you could become a YouTuber. That's the most beautiful thing about this stuff. You don't need all the fancy shit that I got. That I just acquired all this stuff over like 15 years though, and then randomly was like, you know what? I could be a pretty good YouTuber. I have all the stuff I could possibly need. This guy's a good interviewer. Why does he show a game screen? It's distracting. Rajira, I'm showing the game screen. All right. Don't watch the game screen then. If it's what do you want to look at, Mr. Beast, Rajira? What? Do you want to look at Mr. Beast? I'm just giving people the alternative to look at something interesting while there's an interview going on. A lot of people mostly listen, but it's not, it's not like you need to look at Mr. Beast to understand what he's saying.
and just my family in general. So it was like everything. It was like, this is what I love doing. I've never had as much joy doing something as I do this. Plus, I could see a path where I could
like,
actually
who's the asshole with
retire
the
my
game
mom,
screen?
take care of her, pay her back for,
Act like you've
all
been
the nights
somewhere.
she worked so long so we could live comfortably and things like that. So it's just kind of, the thing is, one thing that irks me is
Sorry,
when
I'm just
people try
busting
to
your
like
chops,
put
Ujira.
someone's motivation into like one little bucket. Like, we're very complex creatures, and like, you have a girlfriend. I would never say, oh, you just like her because she's pretty, but you like her because she's pretty, but you probably also like her because she's smart. You probably also like her because, she's fun to be around. She likes similar shows, blah, blah. You probably, if we sat here for 10 hours, you could probably give me 1,000 reasons why you like your girlfriend.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's very annoying when people
That's a lot
try
of
to
reasons to
put
like a girlfriend.
why you
What's up,
like
Gypsy?
doing a certain job or building a certain business into one bucket. Oh, you just do it because of money. what if I do it because I like money and I enjoy it, and it's a way to do this, and it's a way to communicate with people and community and these other things, you know what I mean? And I think that's a common flaw we try to do. It's like, it's not that simple.
I think it's a lot of people.
Yeah,
Can't
look at them
understand
shifty
someone being
eyes.
so relentlessly focused on something with the
appreciate
level of
these.
like commitment and sustained commitment that you've shown.
Yeah.
And so,
And I don't know how
You know what I mean?
I agree, because it's very weird. Like,
Nancy says, I never heard of the Beast Games watch different content makers, scam baiters mostly. Yeah, a lot of you guys came from scam baiting, which I still can't really wrap my head around that one, how you guys all showed up in the commentary community, but I got you guys from scam baiting. But, you know, I'm not upset. I know my son is laughing at me. He said, EG is reaming you. Hey, if you're getting picked on by me, you know I like you. If you're getting screamed at by me, then I'm probably not a fan. But I'm not. I never scream at anybody here. I'm not Paul. I'm not Modder Paul. Which, by the way, that was an interesting stream today, huh? Huh? He said he was getting bullied. He said we're getting trolled hard. I gotta end the stream right now. Screw saving people. If anybody's giving me a hard time, we're running. We're done with this stuff. Pierogi brought me here. That's right. Now I just need to bring Pierogi here. E.g., one of your eyes is higher than the other. I know. It's my flaw. I live with it. But I'll survive. What? Can I say hi? Yeah, you can say hi real quick.
What is up, everybody? I am here, and I don't think I want to leave.
Nope, you're leaving. See ya. Thank you.
Nope.
You need to go take a shower. Now, please. No, I don't want to lick the taffy that you've been licking for the past. But seriously, can you go please get in the shower for me? I'm serious. Yes. If you're not in there, I'm gonna make you sleep in the doghouse. I don't have. You're gonna sleep in the dog cage. Yeah, it's an eye flaw, guys, but I live with it. It's my cartoon. It's my cartoon. My cartoon issues, but we'll persevere.
how, like, I have extreme obsession to the point where, like, I just think about stuff the same. Like, for me, it's much easier to think about something 16 hours a day for 7 days straight than it is like to like gear shift constantly. I'm like really good at just obsessing over one thing more than anyone else on the planet. If I were to say what's my superpower, it's that I can just obsess endlessly about something, and I can just have the same thoughts over and over and over and over again. It's very weird. Like it wasn't like it was work for me grinding YouTube for those 10 years or whatever where no one was really watching it. It's just like kind of who I am.
10 years.
It would have had to have been a deep obsession,
so
because you were doing it when no one was
guys.
really watching or paying attention, or really when the platform was.
There was literally a day when I was 19 or 20 where I woke up, joined a Skype call with my friends, and where we like were reverse engineering, you know, why certain videos do well or whatever. And I remember that call being over 18 hours long. And then I hung up, went to bed, woke back up the next day, and instantly got back on the call and picked back. Like that was.
Whenever your avatar closes their eyes, it reminds me of the South Park eyes. Mom, I want some. What does Cartman like to eat? Anybody? I forget. Mom, I want some ramen noodles. I want some ramen. I don't know. I can't do it, but I could talk with my eyes closed. But it's cool because when I close my eyes, he closes his eyes. So we're on. If I shift my eyes, if my eyes move around too, his eyes move around. If I bob my head back and forth like this, he bobs his head back and forth like this. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. The thing I don't like about this though is it's always got to stay on top, which kind of annoys me because it shouldn't have to stay on top, you know?
What was the level of like hours we were putting in? I mean, I didn't know anything besides just trying to make it happen.
Was there anything else that you showed that level of obsession to?
So at that age, no. I would say from 11 to 15, it was a mix of YouTube and baseball. But when I turned 15, I got Crohn's, and I went from like 190 pounds down to 139. I lost all the muscle I had, and so I was like, all right, I'm not playing baseball in college anymore. So then I was like, fuck it, it's just all in on YouTube, and then up until really Feastables, it was basically just YouTube. For whatever, I never thought I would find like this kind of love for build. I thought it was specifically video making But I have found over like the last 2 or 3 years, just in general, I just enjoy entrepreneurship, and I've been really deeply loving getting like obsessed with Feastables and other things. And so, which was very weird. Like
It is a weird
when I
thing to
first
get
started a
obsessed with
chocolate company, it
Feastables,
was like
I'll
kind
be
of
honest
a
with
side
you.
thing. But the more I started to work on it, I got a lot of the same highs I got when I was
You
making
know what I'm gonna
videos,
get
just
obsessed
in
with?
different ways. And so now I'm
Lunchables.
like,
Competitive.
I know way too much about the chocolate industry. I'm like, it's pretty crazy. I never imagined I would have put the thousands of hours I've poured into building Feastables. And so I think just in general, I just really love solving consistent, complex, hard problems. I think that's like what gets me out of bed. And like the harder the problems, the more exciting it is.
I do that. I
Consistent,
will admit,
hard
I am the
problems. I
same
want to talk
way.
about that and also Feastables.
I don't
but
like
you
the
mentioned
easy
Crohn's
route.
disease there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people
why
don't
I
know what
always
that
fly
is
old
and
planes
the
when I
impact
play
it has
video
on someone's
games.
life.
Are you aware of it?
I am, because I had a team member that had it. So in order to help support them at certain times when they had to leave and stuff like that, I got a little bit more aware of what it means and how it impacts you. But could you give me your perspective on that?
Yeah. So Crohn's disease is when your immune system attacks itself. So yeah, when I was 15, I just started going to the bathroom 8, 9, 10 times a day,
Damn.
not digesting any food because my GI tract is like literally just attacking itself. It's very weird. Your immune system in your gut thinks your gut is a foreign invader, and so it just starts attacking itself.
Wow.
Which, if you're just using the
I had
bathroom
no
10 times a
idea.
day, not digesting food, that's why you drop weight rapidly, and it hurts like crazy because it gets very inflamed, and it feels like someone's stabbing you in the gut with like a knife constantly when it's really, really bad, which is what I had. So I lost 50 pounds, which is crazy because I was already relatively lanky. And we were
That's
just
a
trying
lot.
different medicine. And then eventually I'm on a pretty extreme medicine called Remicade, where it just basically you nuke your immune system, which is why my
Rosanna's
voice
gonna be
sounds a
coming
little
out
off
and be like,
right now,
"Jimmy
'cause
takes
I just
drugs
got
now."
The flu. I got COVID 6 times. I got shingles. Like I get sick all the time because for me to have my
You see
GI
that,
tract
Rosanna
stop
Pansino?
attacking
You're
itself,
picking
we
on a
basically
guy
have to
with a
shut down my immune
disease.
system. So I have like really weak immune system. So I just
He's explaining open spleen, all about the health immunity. Crohn's disease affects the whole family. It ruins everything. Yeah, because you got to pretty much walk around with like one of them packs or one of them poopy packs, right? But the fact that he's overcome it, I think that's impressive. And if not for anything else, I think that's awesome that he did that.
just get sick all the time. Like, so I have like random rashes and things like that. So it's like, it was pretty brutal, to be honest. And then it randomly flares up sometimes and just makes you very sick, very tired. Like, I just live life on hard mode, to be honest. Like, if you wake up and you have energy, like, you're already leaps and bounds ahead of me. Like, it makes things way more difficult.
That's right.
And so you still wake up with some days where you don't have energy,
Of course.
which is really hard to believe for someone who's so productive, for everybody looking on.
Yeah, you just got to really love what you do. I mean, and push through it. It's pretty brutal because then you compound that with always being sick. And I mean, yeah,
True.
I just spent 4 days in a hospital in South Africa because I got the flu, and it just takes me a lot longer to recover from certain things. So it's brutal. And that's where it's like, if I didn't work so much, I would spend more time researching Crohn's, because surely there's a better way to stop it than just destroying my immune system. And ideally, I don't do that deep into my 30s and 40s. So I see it as a little
you
bit of a
don't-
Band-Aid. But, I've met with the top
I always thought
Crohn's
you needed,
doctors
like,
in
a
the world, and
colostomy bag
So
if
far,
you
they're
had
like, this
Crohn's.
is just the answer. And you're just lucky your, gut isn't attacked.
Crohn's affects the whole digestive system and is extremely painful at times. Don't digest like at JSOS. Yeah, he was just going over it. He says it's like it attacks like his body and stuff. Which sucks, dude. That's crazy. And the meds are still hard to take. They kill your immune system. My hubby has got it down with a spatial diet. Well, Jimmy's so rich that he probably should be able to figure it out. But this is an interesting interview. Like I didn't know Mr. Beast had Crohn's. I knew he had something, but I didn't realize it was Crohn's. Rosanna Pansino was a Barbie doll with a chatty Cathy vibe. Yeah, and tiny and 2 different sized boobies too. How about that, Rosanna Pansino? That's why you're so obsessed with your feet. But I don't know. We can all agree that we don't like Rosanna Pansino.
Attacking yourself. But I don't know. I feel like the medicine they give people with Crohn's is kind of silly, and there's got to be a better way to treat it. I mean, the ultimate solution is they just cut me open and cut out a large part of my GI tract.
There you go.
And then there you go. But
I observed in the team member that I had that had Crohn's, just a bit of a mental roller coaster as well, because there's a certain unpredictability to it,
exactly.
which makes life
Oh, it's even worse when you're filming because you got this huge multi-million-dollar set and 200 people waiting on you. And, you know, sometimes you don't know if you're going to have a flare, but you just got to go fuck it and just down some caffeine and crank it out.
I got diagnosed with ADHD.
You did?
But it's not the same,
I got
bro.
diagnosed with ADHD, and it made me think a lot about myself and the way that I am. It's not. I'm not the type of person to like embody the label or think it really means much.
Listen, man, I know you got some serious health issues, but you know what, man? I can relate to you because, to be honest, I suffer from ADHD, and you know, if I'm being honest, ADHD is really way harder than Crohn's, harder than cancer, harder than. I'm just kidding. Obviously, it is not harder than any of those things, but I'm just saying it's like this guy's comparing like a severe physical, you know, disease to ADHD, which is kind of more of a nuisance than anything.
I am just who I am. Have you? Are you in any way neurodivergent?
I've been told, yeah, by a doctor I have ADHD. I mean, I'm not surprised because I just sit and obsess over things constantly. But I think I'm happy with however my brain is wired. I don't really care to change it. I like I said, I think one of my greatest superpowers is my obsession, and I think some people would view that as a weakness. But I just like if you just think about solving problems 3 times more than everyone else, like you're bound to come up with different solutions.
That's one of the things you mentioned earlier. You like solving hard problems consistently. When you think back over the last 10 years of your life, and
Yeah, I agree. That's why I was making fun of them for comparing them. They're not even close.
If you were to like break it down into some core components of that you've learned, one of them is obsession that you've said.
Yeah.
What are the others?
I mean,
can I not quit?
It's
this
all the
game?
typical stuff. Like you are obviously who you surround yourself with, and luckily I just got around the right people in my later teenage years because I feed off the energy of the people probably around me. It's so obvious. Like I start to talk like them. I become interested in the things they're interested in. I mean, this is all obvious stuff. I'm sure you've heard a bajillion times. So, but you know, I always have to be protective of the people I'm around because whatever they say is what I start thinking on. And that's what I start obsessing over. And, you know, one of the best things that happened with Feastables is I just reached out to all the fastest growing chocolate companies, all the fastest growing snack businesses and everything, and just became
Soul
friends
can
with a lot of
talk.
the founders.
She
And
can
you
chat.
know, that's
She could be a
what
chatty
would have probably
Cathy.
taken me 8-9 years to like solve. You know, after 18 months, you know, it's probably one of the top 10 people in the world when it comes to running a chocolate company and understanding it deeply, just because it's just cheat codes.
What about detail? Sweating the small stuff. One of the things that I saw, I was reading that handbook that was linked on the internet, and one of the things I saw throughout that was this real obsession with the 1% and the small stuff. How do you feel about this, by the way, and all of that stuff?
I wrote that with some of my employees when I was probably 22. So there are some things that I'm like, I read, I'm like, oh wow, I was an idiot. But for the most part, most of it still stands the test of time.
I was an idiot.
And I do think it's very helpful. You know what's funny? A lot of CEOs have actually told me that they make their employees read this.
It went around all of our Slack channels. We all read it.
Which is funny because I'm like, damn.
What's up, Valerie? Valerie says, my son was only sick for a month, but wound up having to have a large intestine removed. You can remove the whole large intestine of your body. Doctor negligence, but no external bag. He's been through hell. So you're more familiar with Crohn's disease than most people would be. Also, side note, it's hereditary. So it like runs in the family. I can't imagine, like that's got to be a rough disease to have for sure. For sure, it's gotta, you know.
Make an updated version of it so everyone. But yeah, the thing is, it's the core crux of it is like extreme ownership and don't make excuses, and you know, people always. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a lot of deja vu from when I was writing that. It was just a different time back then too, because I had no idea what I was doing when I was 21, 22. And I just found that I was constantly teaching people the same things over and over again. And it was always just like, take extreme ownership, take accountability. Like, sure, I guess it was out of your control, but it could have been in your control if you just thought through it more, if you just really cared. And that's what I was just trying to convey in it.
And the other thing that comes through in this, but also all of your work, is just this idea, something that I've learned from you just from speaking to you on the phone yesterday, that nothing is impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
And watching Beast Games over the last couple of weeks, but also speaking to some of your team, there's clearly this through line with everything.
I think most people
I think most people who have colostomy bags have issues more with their exit area. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought I read. Maybe Valerie will be able to help give you some more insight on that, E-Shift.
That you do of like extreme, what appears to me to be extreme ambition.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't appear
Yeah.
to be extreme ambition to you in the same way that it appears to be extreme ambition to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, does physics allow it? Then yes, it's possible. It just, do we want to put the time in? I mean, I feel like people overcomplicate a lot of things.
Number one
And is it
commenter.
something you've trained over time, or have you always thought that?
No, I think I'm just, it's a good question. I don't know why, but when people tell me I can't do something, I don't know where this came from. It makes me just want to do it more.
I think
to
a
be
lot
honest.
of people are
If you
like
tell me I
that.
shouldn't do something, that's fine. But if
I
you
think
tell me
a lot
I
of
can't,
people are like
then
that.
it's everything in my body just wants to go, fuck you. I obviously can.
Yep.
I don't know if I should, but I can. And then I don't know. It's like the thing is, like, to go viral, you have to do something that's never been done before. I've told
Yep.
this story before
Exactly.
of, like, you know, if you're driving down the road and you see a cow, who cares? It's a fucking cow. But if you're driving down the road and you see a purple cow, you're like, you've never seen that before, and it's something you weren't expecting. You're gonna go, holy shit, and you're gonna go tell your friends about it. You're gonna remember that. You'll probably even think about it randomly once every couple of years. Why the fuck was there a purple cow? And it's like, it's the same thing, just one was a little purple. And it, like, you can apply that same like analogy to ideas. Like when you're scrolling through social media to find a video to watch, there's things that, you know, have been done before, you've seen. It's
GI issues mimic each other so often that misdiagnosed brilliant surgeon rebuilt rectum internally. Wow. He's the bravest person I know. It sounds like it, Valerie. I hope that everything works out. My hubby has never had one of those, and we had never been told he would ever need one. He does have to get checked every few months. I wonder if must be like different like cases, like it's a case by case basis per person.
you know, roughly similar to stuff before. You're just going to scroll past it. You'll never think about it again. Just like you'll never think about a fucking cow on the side of the road. And then there are ideas that are like the purple cow idea, which is what I try to do, which are things that make you go, what the fuck? I've never seen that. Like, I have to click this or I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because, like, why is this video? No way they did this, right? But those typically are very hard. And usually to get that purple cow effect, they've never been done before. And if something's never been done before, there's usually a reason because it's very fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of have to train yourself to, like, not resent very difficult, complex, hard, original problems and actually run towards them, because those are the ones that, you know, tend to have more of the purple cow effect where people have to watch it. And viewership's very exponential. It's way
it
easier
depends where it's
to get
at.
50 million views on one video than it is to get 1 million views on 50 videos, right? And so, and because it, like, kind of goes exponentially and it's like, you know, pretty winner take all in the top videos, like, you just really have to lean into that purple cow effect, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
He does give
if you were
great
to distill
YouTube
them,
advice.
Say we were coming
Really
up with
does.
a new How to Succeed in Mr. Beast production handbook now. What
And
would
it
be
does seem like he
top
genuinely wants
five
people
if
to
I
do
was
well
applying
on
for a job
YouTube?
with
Yeah.
you? What 5 characteristics would I need to demonstrate to be successful?
You gotta be very coachable, because whatever I teach you today is gonna change, you know, a year or two from now. Always learning,
Dog
always
pack.
improving. Coachable. A big thing for me is you gotta see the value in working here. Like, you really, this isn't
gotta be
like
talking
a
directly to
job.
Dog
This is
Pack.
a career. Like, if you don't, you know, realistically see a world where you're working
No worries,
for me
Daniel's
in 10
crew.
years,
Comment
then,
away.
it's pretty hard for me to invest into you at the level I want. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
really
like
is.
training someone for 6 months. They work here for a year and then I lose
Let's
them.
diagnose
what I
some
like
people.
is I train someone for a year and then I get 9 years of dividends on the back end where they crush at their job and I'm constantly paying them more because they're becoming more valuable with time. Like, that is like the 8th wonder of the world, is investing heavily in an
Don't
employee
shut up,
and then
DC,
they stick around
stop.
for a decade. You know what I mean? It's like, there are some of my top guys that I spent 3 or 4 years in the trenches with, training and working with. You know, they're like Tyler, who writes a lot of my videos and directs them. I, you know, probably talk to him 5-6 hours a day every day for around 4 years. And now, because I can't spend, he spends 100% of his time writing the videos, directing the videos, obsessed over that. Whereas I could theoretically max spend 5% of my time. So he's going to naturally just shit on me on it because he can spend way more time on it. And it's like, so, you know, I have full faith in him, but the dividends that I get off of him after all those years of pouring all that time and effort into him, and now he knows exactly how I think, what I value, that I don't even really have to communicate with him. Sometimes I can just show up to film and like I just trust that it's good, you know. And I have a bunch of people across all my businesses like that it's like great. And if, you know, in a world where Tyler's still working here 10 years from now, I mean, the amount of value out of someone like that is unfathomable. It is quite literally the eighth wonder of the world for a business. And it's like,
No, because what I said, I was just thinking EG show. The title doesn't mean that's what you're going to get. Yeah, that's very true. We rarely ever cover exactly what I plan to cover. Sometimes we throw in, but I think that's kind of fun too. It's like, yeah, this might be what we're planning on talking about, but we might make a left turn somewhere or a right turn somewhere, and you just never know where we're going to end up. So you just, you know, it's always like the other day, it was supposed to be literally just a gaming stream, and then we ended up getting into that Toastify video for a while, you know? So it is neat to just never know what's going to happen, you know, what's going to come next. My daughter had to wear a colostomy bag, died on a heart attack suddenly 4 months ago. I'm so sorry, Nancy. Not getting into more details, it's triggering me. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Nancy, but we're here for you if you ever need anybody to talk to. You know we got your back.
that's what I want. But you only get those kinds of people, they see the value for, you know, working for you. And so they have to like deeply believe like the more valuable I become to this company, the more I'll be rewarded. And they like actually want to dedicate their life to the business. So that's very important, because if I really don't get that vibe, then it's not fair to both of us, because I'm not going to invest in you like I should, because I don't think you're going to be here in 10 years, and then you're going to feel that, and it creates, so coachable, sees the value, obviously obsessed. I just don't like working with mediocre people. I mean, I really just can't stand it. It's the fastest way to make me depressed, is if I have to work with someone who's just not all in and just loves what they do. It's just a lot of, you know, stuff like
I really
that.
think he has that vibe
like a
too.
Steve Jobs
He's like,
interview or
yeah,
something that he talks about.
I don't like mid.
It's just the typical traits: obsessed, coachable, all in, sees the value.
And what is the single worst trait?
Mediocrity. I mean, it's just like, because they're not bad enough where you fire them, but not good. The problem is, like, I mean, and you see
What's
it in
up,
full
Cheese
effect. Great
Biscotti?
people just love working with great people. They do. And there's something about being around great people that pulls some kind of animal out of you that just makes you want to do more and push more and believe things aren't possible. And
Hope you're doing well.
I don't know, when you put me around a bunch of other successful entrepreneurs, I just turn into a different human than if you put me around, I don't know, a bunch of people who are just running small businesses and don't really care and don't really have much ambition. I'm like two completely different humans. And you see that same thing in full effect. You put a bunch of A players around more A players, they just build off of each other. But you like put 2 or 3 C players amongst a bunch of great people, and they'll start pulling them down. They'll start making them not want to work as much and make work not as fun.
That's
and
true.
so everyone knows, get
So
rid of the
true.
C players, right? Obviously, get rid of people who aren't all in, blah, blah, blah. It's the ones that are like, they're not an A player, but they're not a C player. So it's kind of hard because you still feed off the energy. And if you get enough of them, it just drags the overall culture down. So those
Absolutely.
are like,
I would agree with
worst.
that. I would definitely agree with that.
I mean, not everyone can be these like,
If everybody's around guys that
you
don't
know,
do
there are a lot
nothing
of
at work,
mundane things like
they're not going to
I
want to
mean,
do anything at work. 'Cause
the
why should
book
they?
controller in accounting,
when
I mean,
nobody
probably
else
doesn't
is?
have to be the best in the world. But you know, when it comes to like the mission critical things like making videos and things like that, you like just the great people got to be surrounded. Like that's one of your number one jobs as leaders, just to make sure your great people are working with other great people, because that's like the number one reason why people leave jobs isn't money. You know what I mean? That's like number 4 on the list. Don't ask me to list them all. I don't remember. I just know the number one thing is, do they enjoy who they're working with? And people will leave their job because they hate working with people way before they'll ever leave because of money.
Have you ever been frustrated that the people you've hired don't match your level of obsession?
No, because I just find the people that do.
Are there people that do?
Oh yeah, there's so many people in my business.
Yeah, but
I mean,
they never
obviously you
make
have
as
to take
much
care of
as
them, pay 'em well.
Jimmy
Like,
does.
They're not the kind of
Yeah,
people that just
Dogpack
make
didn't
the
fit there.
standard rate, but yeah, like people like
Dogpack,
Tyler,
lazy
Klitzner,
mofo,
Russ,
and a liar.
You know, even people on our editing team. I mean, they're putting in most weeks same amount of hours as me, and they're all in, see the vision. It's like it's hard to find those kinds of people, but you know, when you do, you got to treasure them and recognize that they're unicorns.
And you have almost 500, roughly 500 people?
Probably, I think the production company were around 300, Feastables around 100, and then probably another 40, 50 scattered amongst everything else.
Most founders that I speak to describe scaling headcounts as the kind of worst part of the job. More people, more problems.
He
right?
is super
Yeah,
smart.
that's an understatement. Yep.
Yeah, you can always
Especially as
get a lot
someone
of advice
like you,
from
who's a
him.
creative at heart and who is very focused and obsessed on, I guess, the show and producing, as you say often, I want to produce the best videos we possibly can.
Of course.
And then all this other shit comes with it,
Yeah.
which is like HR which every founder I speak to hates.
I mean, yeah. The worst part is I just have this very once in a
What do you want?
I just very rare opportunity where
leftovers?
I have so much attention and so many people watch my
Yes.
content, and I just wish I had more experience building businesses. You know, I'm only 26 and this is my first real business. Of every employee milestone we hit, it's my first time hitting that, right? Like when I hit 100 employees, that was my first time getting there. And this was my first time going from 100 to 200, 200, 300. And like with what I know now, I could have done it so much faster, obviously. And it's just, you know, it's a little brutal because like scaling Feastables from, you know, 0 to 100 was way easier than doing my production company because I had been through the ringer before and I learned a bunch and I get better with time. And it's just honestly, the most annoying part is just ignorance, right? Like, because a lot of mistakes I make, I look back and I'm like, oh, yeah, I probably should have brought in people with more experience working at a larger company earlier here. I waited a little too long here. I probably should have. And it's just like brutal because if I had known these things, I'd be way further along. But I mean, that's just
I
how you
kind of want
learn.
to
Just
skip.
gotta make
I'm
ten-
gonna be honest. I kind of want to skip this whole corporate talk stuff. It's boring me. Dealing with negativity. Okay. I don't know. It's just something about listening to him talk about corporate jargon was just like putting me to sleep. I won the cheesy member lottery. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Crazy cat lady of 8 kids. Is it me or does this look AI? Well, I think it looks AI because of how well it's put together. You can tell this guy's got 9.59 million subscribers. So this guy's making stupid amounts of money. So he could probably pretty much produce this like a TV show. Now, what are we playing? This is a game called Sifu. It's just a game where I get to beat people's ass. You know what I'm saying? All right. This one is, I'm skipping ahead to the chapter dealing with negativity.
Arrow at you on the way out the door. How do you contend with this?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. You know, I have 400 or 500 people right now, but we've also worked with thousands of people in the past. And so I think it's just what comes with it. But at the end of the day, you know, as long as what we're doing is moral and ethical, like you said, they're going to throw arrows, but you know, I'm just a problem solver. It's like whenever I see the metaphorical arrow, I just go, you know, what's the problem? And if we did something wrong, how do we fix it? Or if it's not an actual problem, it's just rumors. I mean, it is what it is. And so, yeah, I think it just comes with part of it. I mean, it sucks and it's unfortunate, but you also have to think like most people don't like their jobs too. And so it's not like this is even specific to our industry. Like, you know, just go ask 100 random Americans of all the jobs they worked in their life, how many did they deeply enjoy and would they have nothing negative to say? So I think it's just part of it. You know, it's almost like a pastime for a lot of people just to
You guys are
trash talk
from
their old
right?
jobs
Yeah,
or whatever.
everybody who's from Modern Paul, welcome.
Has any
guys.
of
You
that
guys are
stuff
more than
ever
welcome
got
to
to
hang
you?
out.
Any criticism?
Oh,
of any?
of course. Yeah. I mean, all criticism all the time does, but I mean, the thing is, independent of that kind of stuff, it's just like, I mean,
I will not solicit you
we
guys for
are
donations
averaging like
here.
200 million views a video. Like, you know, like most of it unique.
Crazy Cat Lady says, left a while ago, but way before the whole drama. So you must have you got lucky you got out before he started really trying to you know, get one over on people, I guess. And, you know, I don't take pride in like making fun of people or anything like that, but sometimes, you know, people just, I don't really know how to even really describe it per se. I just, you know, I feel like maybe it's just Ray being like overly, I don't know, he's just too hell-bent on trying to get money from people at this point. I feel like that's what I just feel like in my heart. It's just that he got greedy along the way, you know, he got greedy. But I'm happy you're here. Welcome. I'm happy to be here. Happy to have you here. I'm happy to be here too, but I'm also happy to have you here. I was like, happy to have you. Happy to be here. Hope he's able to get better. Yeah, if he's suffering from alcoholism, then, you know. I left because he was doing less and less scam baiting and more playing games, so didn't want to pay for watching this. Yeah. For watching what like I'm doing. I'm playing games while we're watching, while we comment on stuff. I mean, I'm not a scam baiter, but fun fact, we are going to be doing a little bit of scam baiting. I know I've seen your videos and pecans. Nice. Yeah, I usually do breakdowns and stuff where, you know, we look at culture and we talk about it and stuff like that. Normally I'm on camera, but today I'm letting my cartoon guy do my thing for me. Yep, I need cheering up now. What happened, Neontrium? What's going on?
maybe Mr. Beast will be able to motivate you.
Viewers, like we're talking like 2+%, sometimes 3% of humans alive watch every piece of content I put out, you know, depending on how well the channel's doing. And so like, that means like I could upload a video, and then with 365 days later, you could grab 33 random humans anywhere on the planet.
All right, I
just
just wanted to
because
make
of
sure you
jobs.
didn't come here
What's even
expecting me to
crazier
scam
is
bait,
there,
but it
you
would
know,
be fun to
YouTube's not in
scam bait.
China. So that's like 2
not
to
against
3%
it.
of humans alive,
But
excluding
I'm just not a scam
China.
baiter. I'm a chill. I'm a chill.
Or
I'm more of a
China's mixed
comedian
in
than
there,
anything.
but if you just take people excluding China, it'd be more like 3 to 4%. But you could just grab 33 random people on the planet, and one of them on average would have seen that video because the views are so fucking high. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of criticism that's thrown at me. And the thing is, you know, since our stuff's so global, sometimes, you know, transcends culture and not everyone views everything. And so everyone has different opinions and stuff like that, which is why it will drive you crazy at our scale if you try to make people happy. Because even if 99% of people are deeply happy, which is an insane hit rate. Like if you make a piece of content, 99% of people that watch it love it. That is wild, which that kind of stuff doesn't happen. But in our
No,
case, if
it's
just
very hard to
1%
do
is
that.
unhappy, that's 2 million people, which is more than anyone.
I know. We'll see if I end up liking you or not. Well, the pressure's on, Crazy Cat Lady. This is a nice, cozy, chill community here. Yeah, we try. We try. We're not like what's the word I want to look for? Edgy or anything like that. We're kind of just like fun people who like to just get together and talk about like stuff. We did cover a lot of the drama that went on with Mr. Beast, which is why we're talking about this now. But for the most part, you know, we haven't talked about Mr. Beast for a while, but we hope you like us, Crazy Cat Lady of 8 kids. Do you have 8 kids and 8 cats, or is it like 8 cats is your kids? That would be a question I'd want to know. Do you have 8 cats, or do you have 8 kids and then like just a couple of cats?
Anyone else even gets on views on video, so which will feel like an insurmountable amount of criticism and feedback, and it's very easy
I think
to
he
like
seems nice
trick
here.
your mind into thinking, damn, everyone hates me, because you just, you know, focus on the 1% instead of the 99.
But
so
he's also being
I
interviewed,
just
so he's
came
on
to
his
the
best
point
behavior.
where, you know, I just have to have my own internal guidelines of like, do I think what I'm doing is good? Do what I think, you know,
Yeah,
is moral,
Gene Hackman.
ethical? Do I believe in what I'm doing?
Oh, so let me just tell you guys a little bit about this Gene Hackman thing, okay? So Gene Hackman, he passed away today, like, and people are saying that he died and his wife died and like all his animals died, which would initially tell you that it's probably like a gas leak, right? But here's Randy Quaid, crazy old cousin Eddie from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and he's saying that Gene Hackman has one of the most lucrative royalty contracts in all of Hollywood, and that he thinks that it's like shady. He thinks it's shady that Gene Hackman and like his whole family like died, so that no one's here to get like his I guess his royalties or whatever to his estate. But Randy Quaid's a little crazy. I will admit he's a little crazy, but you know, he knows more about Hollywood than me, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. But I just thought that was pretty interesting, and I wanted to just mention that to you guys because that's the kind of stuff we talk about here.
If so, fuck it. Like, I'm never going to be able to make everyone happy. So and if you just
Okay.
let the whims of the
you
internet
wouldn't have survived
kind of
having
decide
human kids. I get
what
it.
is okay and what's acceptable, and when you're being bad or good, then you don't have a spine, you don't have a backbone, you stand for nothing, and it will just destroy you mentally. And so, I mean, I don't know what age I was when I kind of got in that mindset, but I just was like, I'm going to decide.
Oh,
and I'm
two
not going to
dogs
let the
lived from
internet
the thing,
decide,
okay.
you know, what is okay and what's not. And then ever since I got to that
Okay.
point, you know,
2 dogs got away, and I saw a news update that heavily implied that they committed. Really? I mean, Hackman had some great royalties, but he was a great actor and a smart negotiator. Listen, I mean, you know, he was up there. He was really old. You know, I wonder if at some point, like, you're just the quality of living that you're doing at that age is just too much, and people are just like, you know, because I feel like Mother Nature would probably have it so that if you get up to your 70s, 80s, 90s, that like you're just kind of like your soul kind of like prepares itself for, you know, exiting this world. Hackman was 95. Yeah, I could imagine he probably couldn't do a whole lot for himself. So wow. But I know that like William Shatner was like 90, and he actually looked pretty good for 90. If I had, so it is an interesting story for sure. But let's keep going. Yeah, 95, and I wonder if his coal was just horrible. Yeah, quality of life. Yeah, that's what I would imagine. Like 95 can't be that great of a life to be, I mean, some people probably at 95 are having a blast, but his wife was only 63, a pianist. Now 63 is young to die. 63 is pretty young. Maybe he okay, this is purely conspiracy theory conjecture, so don't quote me on this, but maybe he was like, I'm going and so are you too, and like poisoned her without her knowing, and then did himself in later or something. I don't know. There were shelves down and pills around, but is now being investigated. I mean, I had a family member in her 90s still making 3-course breakfasts. That's awesome. Yeah, see, I hope they'd be doing that when I'm 90. The autopsy results will be interesting to see if they gave the dog pills. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to know too, Gypsy, is that. Gene Hackman was a great actor. But you got to imagine, like, going through living a life that is that promising and, like, that full of adventure, being a Hollywood actor, to being, 95 and no more adventure. And, it just, like, what do you even do, Some of it's genetics, how your life is later. Well, my dad and my mom are in their 60s, and they seem to be running around like crazy, so I'm hoping that that's the case for me too.
People criticize me for something and I'm like, I don't agree. Then I have like, it's easy for me to just go, oh, well, I don't agree. Not going to make everyone happy. I believe what I'm doing is right. And just move on.
The brain isn't designed for this though.
No, it's not.
This is what I've come to learn. So do the podcast, it goes well. It feels like at the start, everyone loves me.
Yeah.
And
You never
then
know.
I get further down the
Crazier
line
things
and it
have
feels like
happened,
everyone
J
fucking
Sauce.
hates me.
Yep.
Because you get attacked from, you can never do anything right. Especially
I've probably read like comments or tweets, or I've probably in my lifetime read over 5,000 messages or comments or something telling me to kill myself. I mean, you know what I mean? Just like,
I don't know how.
and what would
brings someone
possess someone
say
to
that to
tell you
someone else?
to like leave a comment where it's like fucking kill yourself. You know what I mean? So agreed. Like we were not meant to receive this kind of feedback from basically anyone.
What's up,
anywhere in the
Davian?
world, you know what
This
I
is
mean?
games
Just
called
all
Sifu. It's on Xbox
consistently
Game
day
Pass.
in and day out for in my case now over a decade.
has it ever really got to you?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it does all the time, or it used to all the time. Like I said,
What does that mean in reality? If I'm a fly on a wall in one of those moments where you can recall it really getting to you,
I mean, back in the day, but I wasn't
don't
as
know. Was he
confident in my
Blazing
ability
Saddles?
to.
I don't think
to
so. He was in
be
Tombstone.
successful, and when you're probably 20 and you're hiring all these people, I have high risk
a lot of
tolerance,
people
but I'm
scatterbrained
reinvesting
tonight.
every dollar I make. I'm hiring my friends from school. I've hired my mom. Like these people I really care about are depending on me. And then, I upload a video and it does bad. And then people, I pour all my time and effort into it, but maybe it doesn't come across as well. Like the video, and some people might have interpreted
That's
as
what I was
lazy.
thinking
And you read
originally
a comment
too. A
and you're like,
gas leak.
wow, what a fucking lazy. Like I thought you made great videos, or this video sucked, and you read that and the video's underperforming and you're like, fuck, maybe I am being too reckless. And there's definitely times where I would cry, just because I would just be like, fuck, am I like not doing this right? Or like, they don't understand I put a lot of time into this or whatever. Why, sometimes you're like, fuck, does the algorithm
Gene
hate me? Am I
Wilder,
being suppressed? Or
the real
whatever,
Willy Wonka. That's
back
right.
in the
He'll
day.
always be Willy Wonka. won't
when
he?
was the last time that happened? That feeling of
Yeah, there was like a month probably last year where I felt a little bit of that just because
Of all the drama.
just sometimes occasionally the rumor and drama mill gets spun up, but you just got to snap
You didn't
out of
wanna
it.
address
And like
it.
I said, just go, do I believe in what I'm doing? It's like, it's hard because, anytime I do anything good, it's, people are always like, they try to, we're like conditioned in America now. When someone does something good, there's always some ulterior motive. And
Yeah,
I've
true.
always been straightforward. And
Oh
just
my
said,
God, that
a
is so
world where I
true.
help people is just
Like,
better
what
than a
what
world
is
where
he
I
getting
don't.
at?
Like, I
He's
don't
only helping
try to
someone
come up
because
with
he's
this
trying to
crazy
put
like
himself further.
story of how someone helped me when I was younger and now I just want to give back and cry. I'm just like, yeah, I can make viral videos, and I think
I do like Depp, but his Wonka was like a creepy uncle that touches you. Yeah, yeah. His Willy Wonka was a little odd. You know who actually had a really good Willy Wonka? Timothy Chalamet. Like I didn't know how they were gonna pull off a young Willy Wonka, but I thought he did. I thought he did pretty good. You know, all things considered. Because I didn't think he was gonna be good in it. But yeah, obviously Gene Wilder is like the best Willy Wonka. He really convinces you that he's like Willy Wonka.
think a world where I do viral videos that help people are better when I don't. You know, I just kind of, that's my answer. But it always does suck when people try to just like, I don't know. It's funny, the more good you do, the more people think you're secretly evil. And it's like, why can't I just help people because it's fun? You know? So occasionally those will get to me and I'll just be like, guys, you don't even know me. Like, and like you would think sometimes you'd read, like when I build wells in Africa or help blind people see or things like
That's
that.
because everybody blindly follows Dogpack.
Think I'm Hitler. I mean, it's crazy like how people portray it. And I don't know, I wish people just understand, like, in my opinion, a world where I help people is just more fun than a world where I don't. And it's really not that deep.
The people around you, how does it impact them?
Oh, how does the drama and that kind of stuff impact them? To be honest, in my case, I don't think it hits them that hard because most things usually fall on me and people want to go after me because I'm the guy that does good, the quote unquote philanthropist. So usually I'm like the one that gets thrown under the bus quite a bit.
It's funny because everyone that knows you.
Yeah.
Whether they're really successful people or people that you work with that I've spoken to, everybody that knows you knows who you are. And it's remarkable to me that someone who has done so much good in the world, I've looked at your philanthropy, I know what you're doing with Feastables and the ethical sourcing of that. When I see someone that's done so much good in the world still be misunderstood, it almost makes me realize that I should never fight it.
Yeah, I mean, the ironic part is the more I help people, the more shit I get, to be honest. Like, it's so funny because, you know, like the same day I'll drop a video where I'll, help 1,000 blind people see. Some other YouTuber will drop a video where they just bought a new mansion. And it's like, everyone's like, yes, get that mansion. Good job. And then they'll be like, fuck you for curing blind people, Jimmy.
So
Fuck
true.
You, you're
oh my
using
God,
them.
that
I'm
is
like,
so
no,
right,
just
dude.
wanted to inspire
People are
to
so
do
hateful
good. I mean,
online.
I can buy a mansion if you really want me to. So it is
Let me tell you guys.
If you're trying, this is a weird sentence.
I want to tell you guys, like, this streaming channel, right? So many people have told me that I have no business talking about anything. Like the Destiny stuff, so many people have been in the comments being like, and I talk to Soul about this sometimes, but they'll literally be like, oh, look at this guy. It's pathetic that he's talking about this. I can't believe that he would talk about this. I'm like, I'm trying to make a YouTube channel. Like, what do you want me to talk about? Next time I will come and I will check with you and make sure that what I talk about tonight is okay with you. How about that? Well, you want to do that in the future? I don't think so. So then keep it moving. What's up, Jammer? Good to see you back. He's talking about Rosanna with the mansion. Yeah. Oh, is he? Did she show up her mansion? She would, too. She would. Or Kwebbelkop being like, welcome to my $10 million condo. And it's like, nobody cares, Kwebbelkop. Like, just sit down and play video games. Nobody wants to see your $10 million mansion. Because none of us have that. So all you're doing is making us feel worse about ourselves. Which I think is why, like, streaming is getting more popular. Because it's just like a bunch of, like, chill, regular people, down-to-earth people, talking to other chill, down-to-earth regular people. When you earn your own money, you have the right to spend it however you want. Yeah, you do have the right to spend it however you want, but you don't need to make a video showing off how rich you are, They want a commentary video with no commentary. Yes, Blue Jay, that's what I feel like they absolutely wanted. They were so mad that I had the balls to talk about Destiny. And they, of course, Later with Lately only has 100 and, I think 34 subscribers. So they're like, look at this guy. They were like, look at this guy starting a channel just to talk about drama. And I'm like, mofo, I've been around for over a year and a half now doing commentary. But this is just my streaming channel. But you wouldn't know that because you don't know me. So you're just judging what you think I am by what you see on, the cover page. And that's just simply not who I am. There's always going to be haters on the internet because they lack in the moral concepts. Exactly, Davion. Yeah, yes, exactly. I always feel like the people who are the meanest in the comments are the most unhappy people you will ever meet. Yeah, you're talking about Jimmy. Yes, yeah, that's totally cool. Totally cool. I get it. He does have the right to spend his money on whatever he wants. But he ends up choosing to help people. He helps a lot more people than a lot of people want to give him credit for. Because Dogpack tried telling the world that he was a liar, and now look at Dogpack. He's gone. He's a laughing stock. Nobody cares. If he puts out another video, everybody's going to be going to it to watch him fail again. And it's, this guy was like he was like a one-hit wonder, and then managed to somehow put out a hit song and then get like canceled in the same week. It was wild to see. It really was wild to see.
But if you're trying to be liked, I actually don't recommend you like help people. Like I actually think helping people will make the internet like you less than if you just like buy nice cars and do like the typical influencer path. It's because we're just so conditioned in America to see it as like a shield, and like no one actually does good because they just find it fun apparently. But I mean, I don't care. Like I said, it's just more fun than if I didn't. So I mean, people can shit on me for helping people. I don't. It doesn't bother me anymore. But I wouldn't recommend you get into it if you want.
Asmongold is a strange one. I do.
Interesting.
It is so fascinating. It is. I swear to God, man.
Some just don't understand him sitting on all his money, living meagerly as he does.
I could just.
Some
I don't
people
know, do
just
these
don't,
like
have ambition to do anything other than sit at
like
their
a
computer.
$1
I
boat
guess.
to $1 billion boat and all these other things and not help people, and I would just get way less shit. It's so funny because no one bats an eye when I post that. But
yeah, do
when
something
I give
for
hundreds of
yourself,
thousands of people in Africa clean drinking water, it's like all hell breaks loose. And I'm like, guys, I'm just trying to bring attention to a cause. I don't really. But the thing is, I'm just gonna keep doing it. And I mean, I think in my case, most people have realized I'm not gonna stop, so they're just kind of over, getting mad at me, and they're just like, all right, Jimmy's just being Jimmy.
I think when the wind blows as well,
definitely
what it does
talking about
is it
Rosanna
helps
here.
you to really understand why you're doing what you're doing and understand yourself. And so when I've been attacked for like the people I interview or whatever it might be, it's actually made me refocus on what my principles are.
Yeah.
Because you have to be really anchored to them.
It's like I said, you have to know where your line is, and as long as you're on the right side of your line, then it is what it is. People on Twitter can say whatever they want, and I think like that's the only way to really survive at this scale without going crazy. Is you have to determine where the line is, not let the internet.
Workaholism.
Yes.
Can you give me a window into the last 7 days of your life? Just paint me a picture.
Oh yes. Let me drink some water because of my flu.
He's got the flu.
Well, I don't know about the
doing an
last
interview?
7 days, but in general, we're filming a video where we're doing I'm visiting the 5 most deadliest places on Earth. So one of the places was a safari in South Africa. So I flew to South Africa to spend time in a cage surrounded by lions. Sick content. It was really good, which that was a bitch to get to. And then I got the flu, and so spent a couple days in the hospital there. And then we were
Damn.
going to go to Snake Island to spend time there. Then the World's Deadliest Road, and then we have a couple other places, but that got postponed. So instead, got out of the hospital, went to Florida, filmed with Aaron Judge. Then I went to North Carolina. We have this guy where I built a gym, and I told him if he loses 100 pounds before he leaves the gym, it has a big red circle around it, I'll give him a bunch of money. So I filmed with him, then worked on the coming up videos.
I will say he does work
and
with a
then
lot of
flew
other
to Florida, filmed with
YouTubers,
Aaron Judge,
which I think is cool.
Flew here, just landed, filmed with the reunion that you were at. With
After
the
all,
contestants
Jimmy
for
is
Beast
my
Games.
best friend.
We're doing this podcast. What time is it? Like 1 a.m.
It's just after 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m. The latest podcast he's ever done. Lightweight. I always do my podcast at 1 a.m. My last podcast before this was like 4 a.m. Like a couple weeks ago. And then we're flying to San Fran to film with Steph. Then
Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph Curry. Then I think I'm going to Snake Island, then the Deadliest Road. And then I won't, I don't think I'll be home for another 16 days. So I'm just traveling around filming for the next
Damn.
16 days. And then,
That is a hard grind right there.
yeah, I guess then I'll get home and then they'll make me film at home.
How does everything else in your life fit into that in terms of like the gym? I know you've been working out a lot.
It's been brutal. It's gone to shit the last couple of months. It's really killing me, to be honest. It was like so much easier when if you don't travel constantly, life is so easy when you just wake up in your own bed and like
It really is.
waking up in your own
isn't it,
bed and
guys?
working 15 hours in, your office or whatever. So easy compared to like all this fucking bullshit where I'm like, I don't know the time zone I'm in. I don't know what place I'm in. I don't know where I'm going in 2 days. It's like I mean, some days I'm going to bed at 10 a.m. Other days I'm going to bed at 5 p.m. And it's like, it's a mess. It's really, and I used to put up with it and it just like, and figure out how to do the training, but it's just,
You got to
I don't-
respect the
I
guy's
don't know.
hustle, man.
I don't know. I need to,
There's no way
truthfully,
you can
whatever's a
not
priority,
respect his
you'll
hustle.
get done. I just need to make it a priority again. Because I really do
Yeah,
miss
COVID
it.
6 times.
It's just this.
Damn.
The hard part is putting Beast games in the mix because I was already like basically working.
get COVID?
You know,
That's a
whatever,
lot of
every hour
COVID.
my eyes were awake. But then Beast games is such a monster of a project, and I have to maintain the same YouTube upload schedule, and then I do a lot on Feastables now, and then I have a couple other businesses. So I just honestly something had to give, and sadly it was working out, but it's fucking stupid. So I need to like reprioritize my life where I can get. I mean, it just only needs to be 45 minutes, 5 days a week.
He's
It
a
doesn't-
happy guy,
doesn't need
you
to be
know?
hard. But the bigger
I like
problem
that he
is I'm just not
smiles.
sleeping like I used to because we got so much going on. And so when I hit it hard in the gym and then I don't get enough sleep, then that causes pretty extreme fatigue the next day. So it's like I got to fix the sleep first before that. But yeah, it's got a lot going on, to be honest. I'm dying.
I'm dying.
How are you feeling?
Right now, honestly, fine. I'm jacked up on all that caffeine.
But I mean, just in this feast, you know,
The flu's not helping. It's making everything like 30% harder. So, you know, it's like
Only 30%,
well, it's like a
dude. When
roller
I had the
coaster. There are
flu,
gonna be
I was
moments where,
bedridden.
like right now, I'm going to answer this negatively, but I don't want someone.
Like, you gotta admit, like, the man is a beast, dude. Like, he lives up to the name Mr. Beast. Jimmy works with other charities. Then if one of them pulls out, Jimmy gets blamed because he has the face out there. Yes, you're right. That's a good way to look at it. I'm not knocking this guy because I don't know him, but for some of the stuff he is saying is like, okay, all of us guys that are going out every day to keep people safe do it and get no recognition. That is a fair point too, Davian. Absolutely, that's a fair point. That's hard being in different time zones all the time. Yeah, I don't know how he does it personally, but I guess if I was making that kind of money and was trying to leave a legacy behind, maybe I'd be more like. He is his own boss, though, so he could possibly take a break if he wants to. But I guess he just doesn't want to. I mean, the guy seems to just really be. Some people just need that get up and constantly go type attitude, you know, and it works for them. That's what I do. I go to work, I come home, and then I work again. You know, I go right back to work the minute I get home doing this stuff. So, but that's because I want this to eventually be my job one day. That would be nice, but I'm so far away from that. But you know, I feel like if as long as I keep doing it and putting in the work, maybe one day it'll all pay off, you know? That's the only way I can really look at it. I mean, look at Jimmy. Jimmy said he did it for 10 years before he got any kind of recognition. So who knows? Who knows what'll happen? And yeah, it's Crohn's disease too on top of it. And he's working harder than most people who are perfectly healthy. You got to admire the guy.
Someone to think that's indicative of like, oh, every time you ask me this, it's going to be it. But because of the flu and the lack of sleep, I mean, I'm struggling at the moment. Just a lot of grinding. A little happy because we just dropped the ending of Beast Game. So it's like a little bit of emotional high. But after this, I'm probably going to go crash, be tired as fuck in the morning tomorrow, which I hate. But yeah, I would say I'm on like the lower end. I could use a couple good days to bring the energy back up.
Quick one. I want to talk about something we all need to take seriously, which is cybersecurity. Whether you're a first-time founder facing your very
my God, is
first
he gonna do an
audit or
Aura
a seasoned
commercial like
professional who's
Paul?
been through it all, staying compliant is getting more critical than ever and more complicated.
Modder Paul quit his job way too early. Yeah, I wouldn't quit my job unless I was at like 500,000 subscribers. That's what it would probably take for me to actually truly consider quitting my job. Like 500,000 subscribers. Because you look at so many people, like Boogie's even had 4 million, and he somehow manages to not be able to make ends meet. But he's also an idiot when it comes to money. True Davison, I guess that's why I am suspicious of Jimmy's intentions. It's all about being the best, the biggest, the richest, the youngest, all about being recognized as a success. It's almost like, yeah. He got laid off, to be fair. Oh, Modder Paul did? So he was able to probably do, what's up, KDA Scambaits? Yeah, so he was probably able to like live off of unemployment for 6 months and focus on YouTube. Which, if to be honest, if I got laid off, but then again, if you are getting income from like Google or something and you don't report that income to the unemployment place, then you can get in a lot of trouble. So it's also not worth the risk. But
it would be a good opportunity for you to go after your YouTube dreams if you get laid off, because then you get like at least 6 months of unemployment to try to make it work.
I have to say. And that is where Vanta comes in, who is a sponsor of this podcast. Vanta takes the pain out of security compliance, automating the tedious but essential process of proving your business is secure across over 35 frameworks like SOC 2, ISO 27001. Centralize your workflows, answer security questions up to 5 times faster.
That's how I
and protect
segue,
your
you know?
business without losing focus on
practice.
growth. And this is really a critical part of this. A new IDC white paper found that companies using Vanta save over $535,000 a year, and it pays for itself in just 3 months. For a limited time, my community gets $1,000
Yeah, if
off
you get to
Vanta at
spend all your time
vanta.com/Steven.
dedicated to your channel,
That's
it probably would do a lot better, you know?
vanta.com/Steven for $1,000 off. How do you think about mental health? I've heard you speak about your mental health before. And
Not much was here last stream, EG, telling the truth. Yes, KDA, I do remember you being here last stream. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Anybody who shows up any stream, I'm very appreciative of. You know, I'm not some big streamer. You know, I just enjoy having a good time. That makes him a bad person, I'm just saying. Or not that makes him a bad person, I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. You know? Everybody's lives are different. Not everybody, there's not like one specific set of rules for anybody's life. Like we'll admit that you should go through life trying to be kind to people. I think that we can all agree there that we should all be nice and try to make ourselves make life not as hard for one another, which, you know, forget about it in the YouTube comments section. That's always going to be the case. But I definitely think that everybody's life is going to be different. And if everybody's lives look the same, how boring would that be, you know? I heard EG doesn't want anyone to come to his streams. That's right. That's it, because Carla wants to be the only one in the chat. Just me and Carla hanging out. EG's one of the chillest and down-to-earth guys you can meet. Thank you, Dobby and Phoenix. I appreciate that. I try to be. I'll try to be. Too many angry people out there, so I'm just like, you know, I just be mellow. That's it. Just keep it chill. Keep it chill all the time, you know? I love PK. Yeah, PK is cool. I was talking to him today about possibly doing some scam baiting, so... I know that most of you guys have come from a scam baiting background, so I thought it would be fun if I joined forces with him and did a little, did a little screwing around with some scammers. I think that'd be fun. I heard EG wants us to be mean to each other. Never be mean to each other. Just be mean to me. Maybe that's deliberate. Yep, could be. Who knows?
I don't. Well, the thing is, here's the problem. Like, it's if my mental health was a priority, I wouldn't be as successful as I am. I mean, and that's just like a sad fact. Like I obviously never would have buried myself alive for 7 days, 7 days of solitary, 7 days on a deserted island, 7 days, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know, being consistently uncomfortable and like being able to consistently suffer over long periods is like arguably one of the deepest modes. Like, there's a reason no one makes videos like me. Like, not even close, because no one wants to live the life I live.
Tries.
I mean, there are months
Eric tries so hard to be Mr. Beast.
I think there was 1 year I was flying like 200 days. Like, I was on a plane. I mean, it was a fuck fest. But, you know, to get these videos done and I do everything. And it's like, you know, when I wake up tomorrow and I'm going to be pretty fucking tired and feel like shit, I'm going to go, you know, something I always tell myself is, how you feel right now is why no one else does what you want to do or does what you do. And if you push through this, that's just even, you know, more of a reason why no one will ever be who you are. And so it's like, I think being able to push through unhappiness and do things you don't want to do consistently year after year over the course of a decade is like the ultimate advantage. Like, I mean, I think we'll hit 1 billion subscribers, and I don't think anyone will be anywhere near close, because like, once you make a couple $1 million, why would you live the life I live? Like, why? Why would you not take weekends off? Why would you not just film locally, even if it means less views, so you can be on the right time schedule? Why would you not, you know, prioritize your sanity and that kind of stuff? It makes no sense.
EG lately,
that's why no one else
just
does it.
like pierogi.
You spoke to Colin and Samir, 2 guys that I met recently.
I mean, I should be so lucky to end up even remotely as successful as him.
I have mental breakdowns every other week.
Yeah, I mean, those have gotten a little better. Mental breakdown sounds extreme. It's more, I'm like, fuck, why am I doing this? This is so fucking hard. Because it's just a lot, man. You're just going constantly. It's like, because what's funny is I think I said that years ago, but that was back when all I was doing YouTube. Now I run this chocolate company, and we have the show, and we have a couple other stuff. So I think the hardest part really is gear shifting. Like, and so I try to bucket these things correct. Like if I'm on set, you know, and I have a 15-hour film day, like ideally the things I'm doing in between filming are like related to main channel because I'm in the frame of mind of that. And that's one thing that's really helped me not feel like my head's gonna explode. Like if I'm in Chicago at the Feastables office and we're going through Feastables marketing, like, and then you come in and you go, what do you think about this bit for this coming up main
I think
channel
the
video? And I
dad
have to,
skipped
like,
out boys
shift
and their
my frame of
dads
mind.
and leaves a mark.
And then, like,
yeah,
that constant
absolutely.
gear
And maybe
shifting-
that's why he wanted to
Yeah,
be so
it,
successful
like,
because
it'll
he
make
wanted
my
to stick
fucking
it to
head
his
hurt if
dad.
I'm like,
You know, that would make so much sense to me. The reason that Mr. Beast has found so much success, the more people hurt you in your life, the more successful you tend to want to be, just so that you can do it to despite all them. You know, the more I notice, the more people who give me shit, and the more people who doubt me, and the more people who tell me I'm wasting my time, the harder I work. That's why I like working with that guy who hates my guts, because it would be so sweet one day to walk out and be like, listen, I'm quitting because I've been able to achieve my dreams. I think that would be amazing, you know? Pierogi the second at EG, you beat a bomb. Thank you, KDA Scam Baits. I really appreciate that. I wonder if he ever hits a wall. Oh, he's gotta. He's gotta. Maybe he doesn't admit it, you know? Maybe people around him sees that. Are you playing a violin for me because I'm complaining? No. You're just playing a violin because you have something that looks like something you could play the violin on. Okay. I dig it. I'm talking to Miss lately.
Bouncing around too much. It's also just very not core to who I am. I love obsessing
Oh,
over
so that's
certain
why I'm
things.
not a
And I
billionaire,
find,
because my
you know,
family
obsessing over
is
things
nice to
within a
me.
business isn't like
It's
switching back
true.
and forth between marketing and product.
Your family
And
needs to
same
get
business is
mean.
pretty easy. This is a long way of saying, like, one thing that's helped with that is like just really organizing my schedule in a way where it allows my natural state of mind to like obsess over a certain business, finish that, and then move on to the next one. Whereas before it used to be like 30 gear switches a day, and that's just miserable. It's just not even fun, to be honest.
I heard Elon Musk, who I know someone you spoke about quite often, also someone that I speak about quite often.
Yeah.
I heard him say when he was on Joe Rogan that you wouldn't want to be in my head. And I think Joe Rogan asked him if he was happy or something, and he doesn't even like consider the question to be important.
Yeah.
So 2 questions there. Do you think the average person would like to be in your head? And secondly, are you happy?
I'm sure most of the
well,
people would
no,
like
the
to have
average
his
person
money.
does not want to live the life I live or be in my head. They would be miserable because
Yeah, when your first job
you're
becomes
just
your second
working
job.
all the time, and they would probably just ask themselves,
I
why
would
am
really
working
consider
all the
my
time? Why
day
don't I-
job to be
why
my
don't I
second
do literally
job, and this
anything
to be
else?
the primary
I mean, because they're
one I care
I mean,
about.
obviously, I'm not a robot. There are times where I'm
Although
like,
I still
"Fuck,
make
really
way
wanna play
more
the
at my
strategy board
day
game. I
job
want to do
than
this
I do
thing,"
here,
and
but that's okay.
I look at the schedule and
I
I'm
have
like,
more
oh,
fun doing this, and it's more
maybe I could do
fulfilling.
that in 4 days. And you know, and the hard thing is, you really have to like be delicate with the framing of your mind, because it's very easy in moments like that to go, fuck, I'm like a zoo animal. Like I don't have free will. I'm like a little robot.
You got a
to my
potty mouth
businesses,
on
and
'em.
like and so you have to like be very careful, and sometimes those emotions take over. And
I know the
especially 'cause
mess
I'm
of
a
my
very
mind, and I don't
defiant
need
kinda guy,
company
and I'm
there.
like, but I really want to do this thing, but I can't because I got to go film
Amen
this
to
video, and I
that.
got to do this, and I got to speak at this conference, and I got to do this networking thing, and blah blah. And so yeah, I think most people, when that feeling comes up of like, well, am I just a fucking animal? Like, do I have any free will? They would probably get very depressed. But I've been able to like work through those, and just, I always try to, you know, your brain, you just got to control your thoughts. Be like, well, this is the life I chose. This is, you want success. You want to change the world. You want to do this and this. This is the price you have to pay. You should actually see this as a good thing, because this is why, which is why I'm very diligent about how I frame things in my mind. Like, this is why no one else will do what you will do, and this is a good thing. This is what you are feeling right now is your moat. You're lucky it's hard. Push through it, and you'll be happy you
What's
did.
up, Master
and so
Toothpick?
that's kind of how I try to
No worries.
view it. But
We'll
no, I
all
don't
be
think most people
lurking.
would be happy living my life. They would be like, oh, let's just grab a couple $1 million and be happy.
Are you happy?
It depends what day you ask me. Right now, I'm having a good time. You know, when I had the flu in Africa, sitting in a cage with lions, fuck no. So
What's your baseline? How would you describe your baseline?
probably this year,
Surprised they let 'em
probably
around the
so
lines with
far
the flu.
more unhappy than happy, and it's just they're just.
I remember when I decided to go back into the workforce, back to college and nursing school. I couldn't finish. I did just to prove to them. Yeah,
It's amazing what hate can do for you, right? People doubting you. It's amazing what that kind of inspiration can do to someone. The more people doubt you and the more people hurt you and make you feel less than, the more stronger you tend to be. And I think it's a beautiful thing, honestly. You know? And I think everybody should be that way. My favorite quote from Dean Koontz' book is, "The 300 ring circus of my mind." Yeah. And congratulations, DC. That's awesome.
Just things you got to do that just aren't fun, you know. But I think I really deeply enjoy working on Feastables, and I'm trying to spend more of my time building it.
He's just
Problem is,
dropping
it's
that
just-
name hard.
it's just opportunity cost because I'm the only one who can be in front of the camera and film, and that's what's like brutal, especially with Beast Games, is I'm just filming so much. It added so much shit to
He
my
could create
yearly
stars, though, if he
filming,
wanted
like
to, I
doing this
bet.
giant show on top of already having the largest YouTube channel in the world. And I was already filming some months 25 days a month, so I'm just like, that's just the rough part, is because it's like it just all rests on my shoulders, and if I don't film, there is no content. Like, the channel just literally ceases, like, if I stop filming. And so, you know, I have found more and more that I'm finding more joy in entrepreneurial things and building businesses, and I do think I'd be happier if I could
Need to
spend more
prove
time
one's
doing that,
value.
but it's just
Very
like
common.
weird because
Open ego.
I could literally
center.
hire anyone in the world to do that, whereas I can't hire anyone to replace me on camera.
I always wonder, with someone who
I feel like that's
is doing
valid.
so well on a platform like YouTube where the algorithm's always changing.
Mhm.
So many YouTubers I speak to say that they get burnout eventually. They get like
Yes.
creative burnout, and they just like delete their channel. You've seen a lot of it recently over the last
I would
couple of
never
years where YouTubers hit 10 million and they just stop.
I would never. I've gotten burnout before, but I've never wanted to delete my channel. But like, my burnout is like, all right, well, I just don't know what to talk about next, so I'm just gonna kind of stream and see what happens. But at the same time, taking that little break when I recenter and I'm ready to get reinvigorated and back in there, that's usually when I come out with my best stuff. Like right now, the shorts that are happening and the success I'm seeing on TikTok, I think is pretty cool. I think that's pretty fun. RTU syndrome. Yeah, Review Tech USA. Yeah. 10 million subscribers. That's it. I'm done. Makes no sense. Like, why work so hard to get there just to end it when you get there? Like, that's what you've wanted, right? That's what you've aspired to. I think a lot of people just don't have a goal after they reach 10 million. And then they're just like, okay, well, what do I do now? The next 10 million, you know? Get the next 10 million after that. Like, make a difference. Use your platform for success. I could tell you immediately what I would do if I got to 10 million subscribers. I'd start a second channel or create a TV show that I always wanted to do, or create something I've always wanted to make. Tell amazing stories. I've always wanted to create really cool stories. Turn off the comments, e.g. That's what Joe Rogan does. Never read the comments. Need to engage when you building through Catch-22. Yeah, that makes sense. I think a lot of people do well when they just ignore the comment section, but that's just not how I'm wired. It's not how I'm wired. But Moist Critical, he reads his comments. So does Asmongold, you know? And those are some of the top guys in the space. So I feel like if I'm going to follow any model, I'm going to follow theirs. You know, why not? And plus, y'all are here. So I'm not going to pretend like I'm high and mighty better than you and act like, you know, I don't want to engage with y'all. You're half the reason I do this, right? If I was sitting here talking to myself, I probably wouldn't be doing this. I probably would just go back to making edited videos, you know? Never delete your library, man. It so kills the ability for sponsors and others to check your content, and that history also kills your algo. Yeah, Neon, I don't delete I don't delete anything, because you are right. If you delete it, then you lose all those views, and that goes into your algorithm as like negative views. But if you do get really popular, here's the cool thing about getting popular, right, online, is if you do get popular, a lot of people who find you will go back and watch all the stuff you've done up until that point, which ends up making you, not only one, does it make you good, decent money, but two, it gives you an opportunity for all that hard work that you've done leading up to that point to be seen. And it pays off big time, which I think is really cool. Really cool. And not everybody gets to that point, but I don't know. I just really just have a great time doing this, you know, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, and I always had procrastinate it until finally I just was like, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time to do it. And then here I am, a year and 2 months later, and I'm doing it. I'm doing the thing, you know. I mean, obviously, it makes you wonder when someone's only been a YouTuber for 3 months and they have like 40,000 subscribers, like, where did I go wrong? But everybody's journey is different. And, you know, I still feel incredibly grateful that I have a community at all. You know, I'm just happy to have a community. See you, Tina. Good night. And I think that that's important. And I'm humble. I try to be humble, and I'm appreciative of whatever I have, you know. Of course, it feels like the people who go up super fast never really get to fully enjoy the ride of struggling and forcing yourself to get better after each one, you know, after each video comes out, which I think is, you know, I feel like is a big part of like you as an artist, like moving forward.
Stop.
Yep.
Has that ever crossed your mind to stop?
Oh, of course. I
Really?
mean, all the time. But
Seriously?
yeah, but
anyone deserves his break,
I feel like
it's
that's what
him.
half this podcast has been about how I don't want to do things, but I push through and do it. I think they're just reasonable humans. Like they, you know, a lot of them are chasing a goal of like, oh, I just want this money so I can take care of these things. You know, it could be noble things like retire my mom or just not have to worry about money.
Yeah,
And then they
retire your
go,
parents
"Well, why would I
or buy
suffer
my
now?
mom a
I'm
short
good."
house. Would
When
be
was
an
the closest you
amazing
came to quitting?
accomplishment.
Oh, I mean, probably countless times. I mean,
Oh, I am not
when I
humble
was
on
in
X.
solitary confinement for 7 days. I mean, that was fucking.
I'll be honest. I am not humble on X. On X, I tend to be a little bit more trolly because I'm like, here's the thing too. Is like I'm a comedian. Like this channel is ideally meant to be like a comedic channel, right? Like we talk about serious stuff, and I try to be like a real one, but at the same time, I have so much fun laughing, and a lot of times I'll go online and I'll say things to people that are just meant to be funny, you know, or a funny joke. I don't say stuff like Mod or Paul did, where he would be like, "Your tattoos are ugly." Like I don't say anything like that, but I would probably say something like, you know, what's up with the, you know, I don't know. I can't even think because his jokes were so strange. So like, e.g. Broadway has talent. I've always been a theater kid at heart, you know. Hint X, e.g. X. X? I'm missing. I'm not on X. I'm so confused. Oh, because Paul's not. Paul's totally mean. I don't know, Saul. I think I might be missing this joke here.
Miserable. I mean, I did quit a video. I've quit a lot of videos. Like,
No, I mean as a creator.
I mean, I guess I never truly would have quit. I mean, my biggest thing would be I just would have quit for like a week and been like, "Fuck, let me sleep 9 hours a night." And like, but like I spent we did a video where we spent 7 days on a desert island. First time we filmed it.
Yeah,
on day
Neon
2,
Treon's right.
I woke up on the beach and I had.
Oh, follow
literally-
Soul on
I didn't know
X again.
sepsis
Okay,
were a
yeah, I
thing.
will. I
had,
totally
like,
forgot.
700 bug bites up and down my legs, all over my body. I was sunburned. I was like, a little bit of me was like, damn, am I gonna die? Like, this is crazy how much like bug bites are everywhere, and my skin was so red, and I was like couldn't see straight. And so I ended up quitting on day 2, which is brutal because you spend all this time and money, and you have the crew out there, and you flew out there, and you know it's opportunity cost. It's like that's a 7-day window. We could have got a video and uploaded it. And
Yeah,
now
there's
we
only
don't.
Twitter.
Like, you know, canceling a video like that
People
is
still
literally
call
the
it
worst thing
Twitter.
that could happen from an opportunity
X
cost
sounds like a
perspective.
porn site.
And that was like,
damn it.
you know, and
I
you have
said
moments
porn.
like those, and it's like,
There goes
fuck,
the
like, this
monetization
isn't
on
even
this one.
fun. Fuck this shit, you know. But
But what about YouTube as a whole? Because I feel like YouTube is like throwing coal into a train, and you just have to keep throwing it in there once you've
Exactly.
started. You just can never stop throwing it
no,
in.
you're running on a treadmill cranked up to the max, especially if you want to be a top tier creator like me.
Yeah.
And it's just like who can stay on the treadmill the longest because it never slows down. If anything,
True.
you're making
That's
it
why the
faster.
algorithm loves you. if
But
you
no,
keep
I mean, I
going.
don't think there's ever unironically a time where I actually would have quit. It just breaks. Probably would have been nice.
And when you think forward at that treadmill, can you see yourself doing it for the next 2, 3, 4 decades? Or
Oh yeah, of course. I don't have any intention of ever stopping.
okay, love.
Me neither. I
Something
got a
that
late
came into
start, but I'm gonna keep
my
going.
life a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Ooh,
you
you little
announced, I
jerk.
think over Christmas time, that you had proposed. I think it was like Boxing Day or New Year's Eve.
Yeah, it was on Christmas Day.
Oh, Christmas Day.
Because her family was in town, so I proposed.
Ah,
yeah.
okay. How does that fit into
Oh, you
this
got
craziness?
engaged. That's right.
She's literally you could probably count on your hands the amount of people on the planet that actually would make a good partner
I've
for
been
me.
calling
and
it twatter.
She's just one of them. She
This pool
really
slow,
understands that work
clicked
is what
wrong button
you know
to
is
reject
what I live
EG.
for,
Yeah.
what keeps me
You're
going,
lucky
and
I'm
she
even giving you a second
supports
job.
me, and she understands how important it is. And it's the big thing is hanging out with Tia, my fiance, is so frictionless. We play the same video games, we watch the
Notice
same
how he
shows, we're
talks
very
about
interested in the same
opportunity. That's
things.
because
She
he
loves learning
has.
like I do. So
Notice how. Hang on. Notice how he talks about opportunity. That's because he a 4/1. The opportunist. I don't know if I get that one. 4/1. The opportunist. He is an opportunist, but like, if you get an opportunity, take it. Take an opportunity. And that's more likely to pay off in the long run, I might be missing something here. For context, in 2018, I was a community manager for a UK streamer. I get her to call it that too. Twatter. I like Twatter. It does because everybody on there's twats. Hey, you unfollowed me first accidentally, EG. Teammate. Did I? I would never have done that. I would never have done that. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. I don't understand either. I'm talking about his chart again. I'm toning to keep doing that because his chart is so. Oh, okay. So she does. So JSauce does like a lot of it's like is it astrology? Where it's like, she sees symbolisms in people and auras and stuff like that. So she's very in tune with people's like energies and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
It's exciting to see what, lecture she listened to online that day, or like whatever weird book she's reading. And she just like everything about being around her is very frictionless, which is great because like, obviously I don't have much time at the house. And so like the last thing that I need is to come home from work and there be friction. And so we don't fight. I sometimes I'm like, wow, this is like my best friend. And she's hot. This is great, and so it's like, it feels weird sometimes.
People, anyone in a listening now that's in a relationship, I guess the question they'd be thinking is like, when do you spend time together?
Mostly at nights. But the beauty is she gears her schedule around mine. So like she'll work when I'm working, and then she'll just travel with me. And so honestly, a lot of it is on planes, a lot of it's in car rides, or an hour before bed or in the morning, that kind of stuff. But it's like, because there are pockets of breaks on set and things like that. So it's just, it's really hard to find someone who is intelligent, actually has their own hobbies, things going for them, independent, that's also willing to mold their life around mine and not see it as a demeaning thing. Because like, yeah, if she was just like,
I wouldn't even know how to
well,
read it.
I have this thing going on and
But
I
you
have to
do-
prioritize
you
my
do
life,
write
I
a
would
lot
never
of
see her.
words about
But because
stuff,
she's willing
so-
to, mold her life around mine and my work schedule, that's everything. And it's rare that someone's willing to do that while, being, as in my opinion, at least from what I've seen, as intelligent and independent as she is.
Parents always message me and say, Steve, wait till you have kids.
Oh yeah. And that's the thing. Like my lifestyle right now would not work for kids. So I want to wait. I want kids, but I want to wait as long as possible, because if I'm going to have kids, I got to be a great dad. Like I really, really enjoy mentoring people. I love mentoring, younger entrepreneurs, and like help. Like I think I told this story on Joe Rogan. I helped one of my friends go
Thank
from
you,
like
Cheesy
40K a month
Bruschetti.
in
Appreciate
revenue
you
to
hanging
400K on YouTube. And I do kind of stuff like that all the time. I just like, one of my other friends has a snack CPG brand, and I helped him grow it to 8 figures in revenue just for fun. I would just call him a couple times a month.
Yeah, this is a
And it's
solid
like,
Mr. Beast
There's something so
interview.
satisfying about
Probably
helping
one of the
other
better
people
ones I've
succeed. And so I
seen.
would love to have a couple kids and just like really mentor them into like, being badasses. But yeah, not anytime soon. Like I would be so absent if we had kids. So just got to like find that right time in the Venn diagram where I could actually be present in their life.
And your business empire, I think, is much bigger than most people realize. I imagine
Probably,
the
yeah.
majority of people probably don't really understand the context of business, so they don't really get it. They might see you as a YouTuber or a creator. But from the research that I've done, you run a very, very large business.
Yeah, I mean, we do 9 figures in Feastables. I mean, we can say that, yeah.
9 figures in Feastables.
I love that he wants to
So
wait so he can be a good dad to his kids.
The business
that's,
must be worth
that's how you know he
several
had a
billions
bad
of
dad.
dollars.
Everybody who's had a
overall,
bad dad
I mean, you
wants
could
to
do
wants
something like
to be
that,
as
yeah.
good
I'm not
their
going to get
kids
you
as they
to
can.
try and hazard a guess. I'm sure
Of
you
course.
know, but I'm not going to ask you to predict that. But
The business would be worth a lot of money.
are you a billionaire?
On paper, yeah, but I mean, in my actual bank account, I have less than $1 million. So
Do you pay yourself at all?
a little bit, but I also I have some assistants and things like that. So it's like I try to just pay myself what I spend, personally a month, just to stay even.
How do you think about money and all of this? Because most people in their lives are pursuing money so that they can chill out and retire, but you seem to be pursuing it purely for the sake of reinvesting it back into
course.
the system,
Money is fuel to grow a business.
Yeah.
and then you make money from the business, and then
I don't
keep
invest
growing.
everything
Yeah,
I make
and then
back
you-
into it
You
because I
find a
have
business that you
other
enjoy
things,
that
but
is
he
better
can
for
afford
Mother
to do
Nature or
that.
Earth or people, and there you go. You have a fulfilled life. That's my theory. I just don't. When I'm 70, I don't want to look back and have regrets.
when is enough enough? Such a cliche question that I'm asked a lot.
Enough building the business? Never. I mean, I just want to keep building a business is like
This
a
goes
video
back to
game.
what
It's
Jay
just
Saul
fun,
said. This goes back to what Jay Saul said about him always needing more, and I think she's right. So, if I got maybe that's what separates someone from Mr. Beast and me. It was that if I got to 1 million subscribers, I'd be like, wow, I'm so lucky. I should just take a moment to take this in. He's like, no, I need at least 130,000 more of this. My biological father skipped before I was born. It was hard for me, my mom, because single moms were frowned upon in the 60s. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Jamer. Yeah, a lot of dudes out there could be real big douchebags. I could never imagine walking away from my daughter. I just can't. You have to pay your overhead first, place to live before even the overhead. Yep. Yeah. Everything, for me, it's yes, it is nice to get donos and everything like that, but all that money immediately goes to rent. Rent, groceries, and then, if there's something left over, maybe I'll get a light, or something like that. But I'm not in any position to be able to be yeah, I'm doing well. I'm getting by. I'm getting by. I don't want to say I'm struggling or anything. I'm getting by just like you guys are all getting by, I'm sure, and I'm happy. The fact that I can get by knowing that 4 or 5 years ago I was a drug addict, that's a win in my book. Finally, you're right about a lot of things, Jay Sauce. What are you talking about?
With Feastables right now, we're the largest ethically sourced chocolate company in America, and it's just fun to look at something that's been done the same way for 100 years and go, how do we just flip this on its head and fuck up this industry? And how can we pay our farmers a living income? Not use child labor, et cetera, et cetera. And so it's I think if I was just doing mundane things like everyone else, I probably would be bored as fuck. If I would just sold chocolate like everyone else, made the same repetitive YouTube videos like everyone else, I probably would be all right, get me out of this. I want to retire. But it's not what we're doing. We're changing industries. We're impacting the world. This is the point of life, in my opinion.
How am I
You
supposed to
could
make
do so
different
much
videos,
with the
though?
gazillion people that listen.
Thank you,
listen and
Davion. I
watch your
appreciate
videos.
that.
You
Yeah,
could
you've
start
seen it. You've
almost
seen it.
any business and it'd be successful.
seen my
You could have
struggles.
almost any social impact.
Yeah.
And
W
it'd
for
be
EG
profound
admitting
and
you had
save a
problems and
gazillion
taking
people's
responsibility.
lives.
Yep.
Do you struggle with focus?
Never imagine not
Uh,
fixing that. I could never imagine not. I want to go back because I want to hear that question, but I could never imagine, continuing to live that life forever. I'd be dead. I'd die. It's simple as that. You need one of those where people can send you coffee or whatever that is streamers do. Oh, buy me coffee account. Oh, you guys you guys do plenty for me. I don't want to ask for more. So that makes me happy. Makes anything you guys give me always makes me happy. So, all right, I want to hear what this question was because I just want to see what his
Successful.
reply is.
You could have almost any social impact,
Yeah.
and it be profound and save a gazillion people's lives. Do you struggle with focus?
No, I mean, I do wonder, sometimes should we be doing more, but I've really found a good groove with Feastables. I keep looking over there because there's Feastables sitting over there. I do feel like I've hit a good groove with that and the ethical sourcing on it. And no, I mean, yeah, obviously I get a bajillion opportunities, but just, right right now. This, like I think I said earlier, this is one of the few things in life that it's scratched the same itch as YouTube, where building Feastables is equally as fun as making videos for me.
It is so delicious.
Thank you.
It's so delicious. I'd really love to just spend a moment
Wow, he's
talking about the ethical sourcing piece, because
giving
I
him
don't
a
think
lot of
that's something I didn't understand until I did some
praise
research.
there
on you.
for his
Yeah.
Feastables. I had one. I
Why?
was not
Why does
impressed.
that matter so much? And when you say ethical sourcing, what's the difference between what you do and what normal chocolate
Yeah,
companies
big
do?
chocolate in America. Well, the big thing is when I got into chocolate, I didn't know any of these things. We used to source our cocoa from Peru, cacao, which, you know, ethical sourcing is not really an issue there. But the problem is, majority of the world's cocoa comes from West Africa, and so as we got bigger, you know, everyone's like, hey, you need to switch your
I'm
supply
down
chain to
to
West
buy
Africa.
coffees. I
I'm like,
literally
cool.
have $100
And so
of
then I
Starbucks
started
cards
studying and
left
reading up
over
about it,
from our
and
family.
I noticed that 46% of labor in West Africa on cocoa farms is child labor, and I was like, that can't be accurate. And then I started digging deeper and deeper, and I was like, holy shit, it's just almost half of labor is child labor. And so I started talking to all the big chocolate companies, or not all of them, but as many as I could get a hold of. And I was like, so what do you guys do about this whole child labor thing? And they're constantly just telling me, like, it just is what it is. That's how chocolate always has been. And I was like, whoa, you guys make like $1 billion a year in profit. You don't see an issue with that being on the back of little kids? And they're like, no. And then I have this crazy clip on, because I have a documentary guy, I think you saw him, Jeff, who follows me around. Crazy clip where I'm meeting with like a big, I gotta be as vague as possible because they're gonna murder me if we got time back to them, but like a big supplier, we'll just leave it vague like that. And I asked them, I was like, so do you have any way I can pay extra to not use child labor or anything like that, or any options? And they're just like, no. And I my
Wow.
literal documentary guy is just like filming, and I'm in like this big boardroom, and I look at
You
the
have
camera,
to
I'm
use
like, oh,
child
shit, they just
labor.
said that on camera. And so I did all this research, and it was just like, yeah, no. And especially in America, like there's some European chocolate brands that, you know, try, but in America, like, really no one really cared. I mean, there's plenty of options and plenty of time to fix it, plenty of money to fix it. So that just kind of honestly pissed me off, and like that.
Yeah, why
so then
wouldn't
I just
it?
was like,
You
how do we
have to
solve
use
this?
kids to make your
So
chocolate.
then it sent me
That's
down the rabbit
terrible.
hole. Everything points back to, like, you know, to the reason chocolate in America is so cheap is because they just don't, you know, not the reason, but one of the reasons, they just pay the farmers so little. Like, farmers make less than $1 a day.
Wow, that's
like, because of
crazy.
that, they're forced to use child labor because, I mean, they literally just don't even have money to pay someone who's not a
The
child.
balls.
How many
I
kids do you
admit,
think are in
the
child
balls
labor
for
in
him to
West
admit
Africa,
this is
just on
pretty
cocoa
good.
farms?
Impressive.
You might
Yeah,
have
did
saw it
anybody
in
else know
5,000?
that?
No, it's 1.5 million.
Did anybody else know that like chocolate places like require kids to farm, and then the farmers only make like $1 a day? Like, that is insane. Like, he just like, to me that blows my mind away, that they can make so little but yet supply so much. And you know what? That means like one chocolate bar. Like, if you guys bought a Hershey bar, right, $2 probably now, right? That means like those farmers aren't even making a day what a farmer, like one chocolate bar costs more than what those farmers who give you that chocolate make in a day. That's freaking terrible, man. That is ridiculous.
Joking.
Yeah, it's over $1 million. It's crazy. So what we need to do is we need to, in my head, get to $1 billion a year in revenue as fast as possible while being ethically sourced and being profitable. A big part of it is we have to be profitable while doing it, because then I can point and go, look, we achieve scale ethically and we're making money. It's not that you can't do it. You just don't want to. And then, and maybe we give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they just truly don't know how to do it at scale, and maybe
It's hard to take a stand when you don't see all the facts, the places where the kids work like that. If the kids don't work, the family doesn't eat. Yeah, I know that's a situation too. That's why I think, you know, a lot of people crap on capitalism, but you have to admit the system works. Capitalism works. You know why capitalism works? Because you are rewarded for participating. If you don't participate, you're not rewarded as much. You go to work because you need money to pay for your food. But while you're at work, even though it's not like that crazy fulfilling thing that most of us wish we had in our lives, that we are contributing to society at the same time. So it's a perfect system. Do you know why we do better than Russia, who don't pay people crap? Now we don't do better than China because they basically use like slave labor, but you know, it works because I go to work, I get paid, that money goes back to the grocery stores. The people who work at the grocery stores are able to get paid. Everybody who's built the grocery store are able to get paid. I'm contributing to society by being somebody who works. You know, it just, I don't know. I think you know, I know a lot of people crap on capitalism, but at the same time, it's like, it seems like a better system than most places have. I feel horrible to hear this now. How do I drink coffee? I know. If it's part of the norm, the kids won't know any different. That's true, you know. But it does break my heart that they'll never be able to just be a child and enjoy like the things that childs get to do or children get to do.
They'll open their eyes and they'll be like, "Oh, I guess it is possible," and they'll start to change.
We
their
are
ways.
spoiled in this
More than
country.
likely, they won't. But over time, I hope we can just shine a light on it using my platform and, you know, just show the model works. And then, I don't know, something I would love to do in the long run is like, you know, how there's like the fair trade logo. Maybe I make my own version of it and I help other chocolate companies source their cacao ethically and or something. And, you know, and I just educate people on like, if it doesn't have the symbol, it's probably using child labor and something. There's some way where I could play my cards over the next 10 years where we get over 1 million kids out of child labor on cocoa farms. And so I just got to connect the dots and figure out the correct way to do it.
Turn the heat on.
This might sound like a really obvious
Check to
question,
see
but
what the
it won't be to
temperature is
everybody.
gonna be tomorrow.
Why don't you
If
care
it's
so
cold,
much?
You can turn it on.
Bro, I just like, I've been on these farms. I don't want to get rich on the back of little kids. I mean, it's just kind of.
Yeah. Although he kind of does.
I feel like it's kind of obvious, you know. Maybe
kinda
to
gets
other
rich on
people
the
in
back of
chocolate they
little
don't care,
kids
but
from his channel.
the first thing when I heard about it, I was like, why? Why is this a thing?
It reminds me of somewhat of, again, of Elon Musk and what his mission was with Tesla. He kind of knew that if he was able to prove that you can have fast, nice electric cars, then the rest of the industry could give up their excuses that it's not possible.
Exactly.
What if someone comes along though and they say, "Okay, Jimmy, we'll give you 5 billion."
Did you just
For
invite me to
Hell
voice
no, I ain't
EG?
selling that
Missed
shit.
the
You're
bit.
never selling it.
No, because the first thing they would
sending
do
people
to up
charts
the
up.
margins is
I
they
don't
just
think.
drop the ethical
No, I
sourcing.
didn't invite you to voice, but if
You-
you want to
have
talk about
people
this
come along
after
and
we're done,
offered
since
to
you
buy
sent
your
me the
YouTube
video,
channel?
we can.
I mean, yeah, I've been offered $1 billion here or crazy amounts of money there, but I mean, it's, you know, what's funny is Zuck got that famous $1 billion offer for Facebook, and he said, what was it? He was like, "Why would I sell this social media platform? I would just take the money and start a new one, and I kind of like the one I have, so why don't I just keep it?" And I every time I get, which I haven't in a while, but you know, back in the day, I used to like jokingly poke around just to see what people would offer me. And I would get those offers, and then I would always just be like, "Yeah." I mean, I would just do the same thing I'm doing now, so I might as well just keep doing what I'm doing now. You know, the money wouldn't really change anything.
Well done. And I don't think you've yet to get the credit you deserve for the lengths you've gone to
It's
with
fine.
Feastables. No, but I think it's really important. I know you're not doing it for credit at all. I know that you're doing it to get the message
Yeah,
out there so
he's
that the
definitely
industry
making a huge
changes. But I
difference,
think
for sure.
someone like you with a platform that you have that's able to produce chocolate that is fucking delicious. They sent me a box of it about 6 months ago. And
Thank you.
I hate so much of the fucking thing.
I'm thinking of updating. Yeah, I mean, if you hand them to me, like hand me a couple bars. There's a lot of stuff that the problem is, like, if you look at this and this, you know, from a distance, you can't tell really the difference between the flavors. Like, this is dark sea salt, this is just dark chocolate. So I'm about to update the wrappers where we're gonna put like colored tips here so you can tell the flavors from far away. I think that's very important. Another thing too that there's just a you made a mistake. You put these in front of me. Now I'm just thinking about it. The other thing I've been experimenting, and the newer renders are looking good with putting like right here, every bite helps get kids out of child labor, putting that on the front. And then I'm
That's
you know, we're
cool.
messing
How
around
can
with
you not
different
appreciate
machinery. I
that?
feel like the images of the chocolate on the front could be a little higher quality.
Years ago, there was
The
child
back
labor
is
in the coal
pretty
mines, factories,
ass.
and farms in
I
America.
wanna,
Yeah, you're
you know,
right.
put some more messaging
not
on
wrong.
the back of it. There's a lot that needs to be, like the white tips here. It just makes it so obvious from far away what this flavor is, whereas all these blend in. And so, yeah, brutal. Got to fix it.
You talked about your friends calling you and asking you for business advice and you helping them drive their businesses up. But just watching you there pick apart your own business made me think that there's a lot of entrepreneurs that watch our show that are early in their own businesses. And many of them will be...
You're going to fail. You're going to fail a ton. I mean,
Yeah.
when I first started chocolate, I mean, it was hilarious how bad I fucked up. Our original bars were like very thin. There's a reason why like chocolate bars have these like break points here where they like break easily. I didn't know that. And so mine was just one solid sheet of chocolate, but that's almost like a piece of glass. Whereas if you drop it, it just shatters into like a bunch of little pieces. And I also
Feeding the
didn't know that
tribe.
there's a thing called a package engineer. And can you hand me a box of Feastables?
JSaw's really breaking 'em
my
down for us.
original chocolate box. When you pop these open
I
and
tasted
put it on a
these-
shelf, this obviously.
Okay, so I tasted these a long time ago. Like I wouldn't say like 3 years ago, because my daughter wanted one, and I thought it tasted terrible. But apparently they've improved their chocolate since then, and I haven't tasted them recently. So I'd be interested in maybe trying. Maybe we'll do that one of these days. If I see a Feastable, I'll try one, and we'll try one live, and I'll give you guys my take on it.
Obviously the problem's fixed. But if this was sitting on a shelf, when you grab this one, these would all slide forward and then they would fall out of the box. Or the box would fall off the shelf because of the weight, because there wasn't right balance at the bottom. And the lips here, this didn't used to be a thing. So these were open and there's just a bottom lip here.
Yeah.
And so they would fall out like that.
Ah.
And then the bars, because we didn't have the natural break points, would shatter like glass.
Who noticed that?
Well, me. And the thing is, this is an old team in Feastables. I would tell them like, there's too many broken bars. When I go into Walmart, I'm seeing too many that are broken. They told me like, you're worrying about this too much. It's not that big of an issue. It happens to everyone. And I got to the point where it was just fucking pissing me off because I hated like grabbing a bar off the ground or seeing on the shelf all these like shattered chocolate bars that I put like I paid people to put GoPros in like a bag of Lay's chips pointed at, because I tried to get Walmart to give me the security camera footage and they wouldn't. So I put hidden GoPros in a bunch of random Walmarts just to point it at the Feastable bars just to see why are they fucking breaking so much. There's so many shots of like, like a mom grabbing a bar and then she'd be looking at it literally like this. And then you just see the box just go, and and they would just fall off the shelf. And then they just put it up and some of the bars would be broken. And it would just happen over and over and over again because we didn't engineer the boxes correctly. They didn't do anything
Oh, he
wrong.
tried it
Do
on
you
his
know
channel.
how
What did he
atypical
think,
that is, what
Daniel
you just
Screw?
said? That you put GoPros.
Yeah, people told me I was crazy. The amount of people who tried to tell me that was illegal, I was like, bro, I don't fucking care. I just need to know when my bars are breaking. Like, I'll delete the footage. And so I did a bunch of just data, and so there's a company called Acosta where you can pay people to go into Walmart. So then I started paying where every week I would send someone into every single Walmart in America to buy all the broken bars, fix up the boxes. It's pretty expensive. I think it's like $100,000 just to send someone into every single Walmart to clean them up. $28 a pop times 5,000 Walmarts. And so I was sending people into Walmart to clean up the broken bars, but I was paying so much money. It was $100,000 a week just to send people in, and then I was buying all these broken bars because I just really didn't want people to go into Walmart and to buy a broken Feastable bar. Like that is literally the worst.
That is some serious
consumer
brand
experience you can have.
dedication.
And
Because how easy would it be
and
for
then
him to wash his hands
learned
of
what
that?
a package engineer
But he's literally
is.
going
I was like,
and
holy shit, this is your
buying his
full-time
own
job
Feastable
to make it where
bars.
my boxes don't fucking fall over. Where have you been?
But on the point that I was saying, your obsession with the detail of a product is completely atypical. If I was to compare this to a normal YouTuber and their e-commerce brand,
Oh, they wouldn't give a fuck. Yeah.
I
I've probably spent thousands of hours obsessing over this product. I mean, I know it doesn't feel like it because it's just chocolate, but yeah, I mean, it's a problem from the ethical sourcing to every little thing about it. Like I don't do anything half-assed.
And didn't you drive to a ton of Walmarts? Don't you?
Oh, all the time. That's what I do every day. Oh, fuck. We should go hit a Walmart. We didn't even go. He's got a plane he's got to catch. Yeah, it's my favorite thing to do is like sometimes I'll spend all
He
night
said
in
the
Walmart
chocolate
just,
tasted better
scanning
than a
products and
5.
looking at the daily velocity.
Oh wait, he said the chocolate tasted better than the $500 bar he had. However, I'm sure it's all set up. Yeah, if they're good friends, maybe that seems a little ridiculous. But then again, maybe you never know. Mr. Beast talks more about chocolate bars than Soul talks about anything. Yes, you're right. Totally does. And I'm honestly kind of overhearing about the Feastable bars. Constantly fighting the raised standards. Does Mr. Beast worry about views? All right, we'll go up to here because that I'm kind of overhearing about these damn chocolate bars.
What allows us to do everything. Like most people buying this aren't buying it because of Beast Games. Yeah.
Do you ever get paranoia when the views go down?
They haven't gone down yet. They've gone up every year for 14 years.
But do you still get that? Do you still watch the video go live and look at the back end?
No,
You don't?
No, I mean, because it's like I don't know. I just upload a video and then the next day I look at the retention and the CTR and if we fucked up, I just, well, what we do is we call them after action reports. So I get all the smartest people in my company. Like, we actually just did one. I wish I had it on me, but like, I pay this guy to just do a very in-depth breakdown of like, here's the retention chart. Here's every time someone clicked away. Here's where it was the flattest. Here's where it was the worst. We'll take so if I upload a video that's 20 minutes, we'll take our last 10, 20-minute videos and we'll go, the median retention on the last 10, 20-minute videos was 10 minutes and 55 seconds is the median. So if the retention on this new video is 11 minutes or above, we did a good job. If it's below that, then we did below average and blah, blah, blah. And he just does like a giant like presentation. And so usually 2 weeks after we upload, we'll look at that with all my top people. And then we'll just be like, what'd we fuck up? What'd we do well? Cool. Move on.
And has there ever
I
been
do this too.
Recent time?
Because if you guys haven't noticed, okay, the past 2 EG Lately videos I've done, one being the Captain America video, which I thought was a pretty good video. So I was pretty disappointed that it didn't even break past like 500 views. And then the one before that was my Ahsoka video, which was a huge breakdown of a whole entire season of a TV show. And that one didn't even get to like 300 views. So I go back and I'm like, okay, what is wrong with these videos? Where are these failing? And the Ahsoka video, I kind of realized right away where it failed. I have low energy during it. I'm basically just telling people what happened during, I'm just retelling the season, which I'm not really inputting any of my opinions. I'm not really talking about the show in general. I think that that's a problem. Instead of just going step by step telling people what the show is and what happens in the show, I think I need to be more about like philosophical about what the show means, what I feel about the show in general, instead of telling people what happened during the show. The Captain America one, I haven't really quite figured out. Yeah, see, because you like me, Soul, so you enjoy you enjoy watching my stuff. But the point is, like right now, we're in a point where we're trying to attract new people, so that's where we fail. Like I know when I make a video, I'm like, okay, I know that Soul's gonna like this. I know that Jaybird's gonna like this. Rogier's gonna find this funny. Jay Saul's probably gonna be nitpicky about this. Like that's the kind of stuff I do enjoy doing when I'm making these videos. But like in order to attract new people, you have to be like, okay, what can I do here that is going to separate me from everybody else? And that is a lot harder than it seems, because everybody else, like, there's so much competition out there now on YouTube. Everybody wants to be a YouTuber. Just the fact I've gotten to this success I have makes me feel really good about myself, knowing that I heard Soul doesn't like EG's videos. Yes, it's a big scam. The only reason she even donates is just to throw me off the scent that she doesn't like this at all. She's here by gunpoint. Someone's got Soul at gunpoint making her watch these. Make the videos for us only. I do make a lot of stuff for you guys, but at the same time, as much as I love you, I have to branch out and try to attract new people. Nitpicky. I'm just picking on you, Jay Sauce. I'm just picking on you. Because you do tend to call me out more than most people, but that's okay. That's why we like you, though. I mean, we enjoy it, But it'll all work out. It'll all work out, How much of this interview do we have left? I think I might want to skip ahead here, because there's still like a whole nother 40-some minutes here. There's ads. How experimentation helps Mr. Beast. Beast Games. Giving away so much money. How successful was Beast Games? And maybe we'll go to that. We'll go to how successful was Beast Games, and then we'll go from there.
From fans, which is pretty unheard of on Rotten Tomatoes.
I know.
Rotten
Tomatoes,
I hear through
he says.
the grapevine that it is on track to become one of Amazon's biggest shows of all time.
Yeah. See, the problem is I have to wait for them to do a press release. So
okay. Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about.
I got you. I told him I'd be a good boy and not leak things.
So, but for a YouTuber, quote unquote YouTuber.
Yeah. Well, they did release it. It was their #1 unscripted show of all time, and then. Yeah, I mean I don't think they'd mind me saying the show's very evergreen. Like usually these shows get a lot of attention and then kind of like teeter off, but ours is like over 700,000 new unique viewers are watching it every single day, like, which is pretty crazy because if we maintain that, like, yeah, it's gonna shatter some pretty crazy records.
And What's the upside for you to continue promoting it now that it's done?
Because I put all this effort in. I want
that
people to see it.
literally it?
Yeah, I don't get paid to like all the promotion I'm doing now. I'm not getting paid for.
Really?
But I mean, I guess the upside would be the better season 1 does. You know, the more money I get for season 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.
If I sit here with you in 10 years' time, Jimmy,
Yep. Oh boy.
and everything went to plan, you're 36 at that age.
I already know what you're gonna ask. Yeah, I mean, I hate that kind of stuff because if you ask me, the problem is if you asked me this like 5 years ago, I never
Oh, what
would
did
have
I
said
not
anything
see?
about Feastables
You
or a
guys up
lot of
to-
the stuff I'm doing now. And so the
I do
honest
miss a
answer is,
lot.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
I'm
I mean, I think
ADHD,
in what I'm
guys. You're lucky
doing,
you get what you
you know,
get with
hopefully
me.
by-
You're lucky if I'm able to focus at all on this. But now I can always go back, guys. Don't make me go back. All right, I will do it. I will go back and see what you said. But I can't scroll up on the darn restream chat. So you're lucky. You're lucky.
Then I have 2 billion subscribers on YouTube. You know, Beast Games is bigger than we ever imagined. Hopefully, Feastables has gotten over 1 million kids out of child labor by then. And, you know, I probably will have 2 or 3 other businesses that I'm very passionate about that are hopefully crushing. And yeah, I don't know.
And personally?
Maybe I'll have a kid by then. I don't know. I mean,
We
only time will
dared you to
tell.
go
It's-
back?
It won't be until I feel like I could actually
Go back
have
where?
enough time to be a good dad. But I don't even know, man. I don't think about my personal life. I just think about winning and got to build.
Some photos that I found that I loved.
Oh, okay. Holy
This one.
shit. Is this me or my
All right, I got to get to the bottom of what's going on here. I'm sure he made it back quickly, but it's a good show. We dare you to go back. Go back where? I'm so confused. We have 8 million years left on this video. Oh, you want me to go back in the video? Why? Is there a part that we missed that J Sauce wants me to see? Do they talk about Rosanna Pansino and stuff? If they do, I'll go back. But if they don't, we have 8,000 years left on this. It's a long video. Gotta build classic generator. Is that the thing? Is that a chapter? Don't involve me in this. No, Soul make a joke. You just read it. Okay. Yeah, you guys know sometimes I'm a little too gullible.
With you in 10 years' time, Jimmy.
Yep. Oh
And-
boy.
And everything went to plan. You're 36 at that age.
I already know what you're gonna ask. Yeah, I mean, I hate that kind of stuff because if you ask me, the problem is if you asked me this like 5 years ago, I never would have said anything about Feastables or a lot of the stuff I'm doing now. And so the
This
honest
video
answer is I don't
has
know. I mean, I think in what I'm doing, you know,
Another
hopefully
15
by
minutes.
Then I have 2
and then it's
billion
done.
subscribers on YouTube. You know, Beast Games is bigger than we ever imagined. Hopefully, Feastables has gotten over 1 million kids out of child labor by then. And you know, I probably will have 2 or 3 other businesses that I'm very passionate about that are hopefully crushing. And yeah, I don't know.
And personally?
In 10 years, Jimmy
Maybe
will still
I'll
be
have
younger
a
than
kid
me.
by then. I don't know. I mean, only time will tell. It won't be until I feel like I could actually have enough time to be a good dad. But I don't even know, man. I don't think about my personal life. I just think about winning and got to build.
Some photos that I found that I loved.
Oh, okay. Holy
This one.
shit! Is this me or my brother? Is that me?
This one as well.
Where'd you get these?
Uh-oh.
Internet.
Gypsy says, uh-oh.
These are on the internet.
Uh-oh,
These are
watch
like
out.
the really iconic photos that from
Damn,
some really
I
interesting.
don't think I've ever seen this one.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
You
you
didn't make it
recognize
into a
anything in that photo?
nightmare, so you're good.
No, I don't. I was just
It's
thinking,
true.
like, what house am I even in? I might be at a military base potentially, because when we were younger, both my parents were in the military, so they were traveling a lot. So this might just be like some random.
Oh, I thought
house.
he was going to say he's
Interesting.
going to go
I
into
do
the
recognize
military.
this, because this photo in the background.
Can you imagine
I'm sure
Mr.
it's
Beast
photo on
dropping
screen.
everything
I
and
think
going into the service?
That was that's on the hallway beside our bathroom. I haven't been to my mom's house in so long. Interesting.
You do so much for children, but if you could whisper in that child's ear something about
Buy Bitcoin.
you,
Did
What
he
was
say
it,
buy
like 2 pennies
Bitcoin?
back then? No, I know because I wouldn't say anything if you gave me a microphone to talk to him because the problem is
I would
I'd be
too. I
worried
think
that
everybody would
it
tell
would
themselves
change
that buy
the
Bitcoin.
outcome of how I became and like I'm very even though I know earlier on I was probably sounded a little depressed because shit's hard, but I am happy with the position I am in, and I would be worried that like this is definitely a very confused child that's not fitting in, that feels like a fucking freak. Not this young one. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking, but this one right here probably is around the age where I was like, fuck, I'm just a fucking weirdo. I don't fit in with anyone. Why does no one want to build businesses and succeed? But I think going through that journey was important. And it's, it just gives me a lot of conviction with things. So I probably, if I wasn't allowed to say buy Bitcoin, I just wouldn't say anything.
What about to her?
Yeah, it was. I thought he
Yeah,
said
to my
buy
mom,
Dickwad. I thought at first he
I
said buy
would-
buy Daquan.
I mean, this was what's funny is these are two different photos of my mom. You have like this version of my mom. I don't think there's anything I could say that would. I mean, because she was in the military and they just beat like systems and order into your head, and this is probably right around the time where we lost everything, and so this and she's at a very low point in her life, and so I don't think there's anything I could say that ever would have like convinced her that her lunatic son is heading down the right path. And but you can see the difference here where it's almost indicative where she's smiling in this photo. This is when I gave her $100,000. This is after we made it. This is after we had the whole conversation
Wow.
where she finally was like, okay, I'll trust you.
God, the day
there's
I give my mom $100,000,
whatever,
I'd cry.
12, 13 years between these two photos was a very hard journey. Especially when I stopped going to college and I got straight zeros. And I mean, she thought, oh, his life's fucking over. I just wasted.
And the
18 years of my
craziest
life,
thing is, the craziest thing is, like, you guys know how stubborn I am. Like, I feel like one day, as long as I continue at this and I don't stop and I just continue to try to improve my ability to entertain, I really feel like maybe one day I might be able to give my mom that. I don't know when. Hopefully she's not like 80 when that happens. But I do feel like, you guys know me. I'm stubborn. I do feel like maybe one day I'll be able to, give my mom something like buy her a shore house or buy her a new car or something like that just shows her that I did it, that all this wasn't for naught. I mean, I know that's far down the line, but, I am a wishful thinker. I'm a wishful thinker, I guess. That's really all I could really say about it is I have high hopes for myself, I guess. But I can't imagine I went through everything I went through just to fail again, I've been through too much. Like, by all intents and purposes, I should be dead. I shouldn't be alive today. But I'm here, and I feel like there's got to be a reason that God put me here. There's got to be a reason that God gave me these opportunities to succeed. And I don't want to drop the ball. I don't. And I'm going to continue forward, and I'm never going to stop until I figure it out somehow. I don't know if I'll ever be Mr. Beast. I don't care. I don't really want to be Mr. Beast. But just enough to say, hey, I did it, In the grand scheme of things, I'm a successful guy. I'm a successful entertainer, I think that would be cool. And that's all I want. And that's all I really have ever wanted, Just to leave some type of mark on the world that is a positive one.
So same thing. I don't think there's anything I could
and
say.
thank
that
you
would've
guys for all
changed
saying
anything. If anything, I would have just gave her a heart attack.
Do you tell her now?
Carla,
what she means
stop.
to
Of
you?
course
Oh,
she
yeah,
says
of
that he
course.
wants to be
Yeah,
Mr.
you're good
Beast.
at it.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't be
she's-
mad if I was
she's very
Mr.
happy
Beast.
and like
That's a lot of pressure, though.
yeah, we're in a really good spot now. I love my mom. I mean, because obviously I wouldn't be here without her. You know what I mean? If she didn't work.
Gypsy says, just by the fact you are trying is success. That means you are not failing. You know what the weirdest thing is? For the longest time, I was 10 times more afraid of failing than I was of succeed. No, okay, hang on. I was 10 times more afraid of being successful than I was of failing. Because I guess the fear in me always was that I'd be successful and then I would lose it somehow. I'd be successful and then I would lose it. And that to me made me feel 10 times more scared than ever not having it all, So I would never try because I was so afraid that I would actually find success and then I wouldn't know what to do with it. And that to me just seemed such a more scary proposition than what I'm doing now, but I couldn't imagine. I'm so happy that I did this, and I'm so happy that all you guys are here. Like, I know you guys keep saying, I'm glad you guys are here, or I'm glad that I'm here. But like, honestly, the only reason I keep doing this is because of y'all. You guys are the reason I keep doing this. So, I am so grateful for you. I can never understate that enough. And it just means a lot. That's all. I know I'm getting all philosophical over here, so we're gonna get back to Mr. Beast. But I mean, like that, him saying that just kind of, I don't know, just something struck a chord with me and made me feel like I wanted to comment on that a bit. I mean, this Diary of a CEO is he's obviously incredibly successful. If I got to his thing, I'd consider that to be overachieving. 9.59 million people subscribe to this guy. Remember, we all define success in our own ways. I mean, for me, I have made money streaming in the past and felt that was successful. I'm headed back that way, and I'm glad that you did that. Yeah. I hope that you do, Neon Trion, because I think that, anybody who's got the gift of gab or is a good talker or a good communicator should be sharing their message. I feel like everybody's got a message to share. And one thing I've always wanted to be was like an interview with K-Huck, because it led to me getting to see and interact with you. Yeah, and we love you being here too, Neon. Like you're very dope, very chill. E.g., it makes you more humble. It definitely does. It definitely does. The fact that I shouldn't even be alive today makes me super, super humble. Stephen Bartlett, he was Dragon's Den guy. Oh, okay, so that's who this guy is? Okay, so that's why he has so many people. Okay, I mean, he did have to start somewhere, though. He did have to start somewhere, so. But the Dragon's Den's like Shark Tank, but in a different country, I believe, right? That's pretty cool, though. Very cool. Pretty cool. But I'm building from nothing, and I'm starting late, very late in life, so the pressure's on. We can do it, though. I have faith, guys.
Multiple jobs and do all the things she did to put me where I am. I mean, even little things like, she would give me like some months, like,
I wanted to be an asshole when I grew up.
I would take
Congratulations, you did it,
that
Mr.
to,
Pecan.
buy stuff to like help make videos or whatever.
At least Paul thinks so.
Even just the fact that we had internet, you know what I mean, and things like that, which, I mean, pretty basic now. It wasn't as common back then. You used to get a phone call.
I also
like house internet. I don't know if you
would
go out.
creators. Yeah, if I have ideas, I'll toss some souls away. Thanks, Neon. That'd be awesome.
Position, but she gave me all the tools I needed to succeed. Not, on purpose, but
she must be so shocked.
Well, she's used to it now, but yeah, I mean, on the come up, I mean, it was, yeah, I mean, imagine being her. You know what I mean? She used to. When I turned 16, like she couldn't afford to buy me a car. She couldn't afford, like, the minivan we had, like, it was fucking piece of shit, like needed a repair. She couldn't afford it. Like smoke was coming out the front of it. I mean, she was an absolute mess. And then she comes home and I'm just like, I'm making YouTube videos. Fuck math homework, Mom. And and she's just like, I think she was making $40,000 a year. Cause we didn't talk about finances much when we were younger, but I remember I got a $40,000 brand deal. And then she told me that's how much I make in a year. And I was like, holy shit. At the time, I was like, I thought you made way more than 40 grand a year. And then I was like, why the fuck are you working? Like, I'm getting paid this per video now.
Damn, per video. Jeez.
Yeah.
What I make in a year, guys,
what an
making
incredible
in a damn video.
I know.
And that's if I work a lot of overtime. What's
everything
up,
she went through to now, she just needs to be happy. I try not to stress her out. She's been through enough stress. Like her job is, I've been making her she wants to do it, but like exercise routinely, do all the like body health scans and, get on the vitamin grind and everything. Cause like, I'm not having kids anytime soon, but obviously when I do have kids, I really want her to be involved and she needs to be able to play with them and things like that. So I'm like, stress is going to kill you. You're not allowed to be stressed. You need to do all these health protocols. You need to be like, cause you might be in your 70s when I have kids. Like you need to be able to move around, which means you might potentially be 80 when they're like 14 or 15. Like, come on, like
I'm here because of my brother who passed away because after a party he passed out and bled out and no one found him for 3 days. EG overcame that, and I like to think that my brother could have. Damn, that's tough, Gypsy. I lost so many people. I've lost throughout the years from drug addiction, and it's just it's hard. So a lot of a lot of times I feel like I'm doing it to be I feel like I'm doing it to honor them. You know, that's another thing too. Like the success I need to achieve, I feel like needs to happen because, you know, one, for some reason God let me live through that horrible ordeal, and two, I need to do it for all the people who didn't get a chance to live through those horrible ordeals, you know. And you know, Gypsy, I'm sure that your brother had just maybe who knows, a little more time, maybe he would have been able to make it out, you know. But it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I'm doing it for a lot of people, but mainly for all my friends who died and never got a chance to see what life's like after drug addiction, you know. So, enough about me.
What you do now is indicative, will represent how active you'll be able to be in my kids' lives. So like, and we do have these conversations in a playful way. So she's taking her health very serious for the future.
You're not a man that seems to have many fears, but that appears to be one of them, a fear that we both share.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she'll just never die. My mom's going to live forever. It'll be fine. Brian Johnson.
We have a closing tradition on this podcast where the last guest leaves a question for the next guest, not knowing who they're leaving it for.
Okay. Do I get hit with the question first, or?
You get hit with a question first.
Okay.
Would you rather die with a sound
Everyone
body
has
or a sound mind?
Sound body or sound mind? Ooh. I assume if I chose body.
Would you rather? Okay, so the question was, would you rather die with a sound body or a sound mind? Whew. So I'm guessing that Mr. Beast is about to say, if you have a sound body, then your mind is like gone. Like I would imagine something along the lines of Alzheimer's, like you forget things. But you could have a sharp mind, but your body just doesn't do what you want it to do. This is a great question. Everyone has a story. It's just how willing you are to tell it. Yeah, that's so true. How can people live off $40,000 a year? Things are so expensive. Well, you need a partner, Daniel's crew. You need a partner. That's how you live off $40,000 a year. But yeah, if I didn't have Miss lately, I wouldn't be able to live off of what I make for sure. For sure, I wouldn't be able to. So JSol says she would want a sound mind 100%. Neon Treon sound body because I do not want to go out like Blackbeard. Not being able to like move around at all. Yeah. Blue Jay says, but your brain, aka your mind, is part of your body. Yeah, I think that's the trick question though, is like, would you rather be forgetful and, you know, have Alzheimer's but still be able to walk? Just feeding teenage boys back and forth. You enjoy feeding them. Having a partner makes a huge difference. It really does. I really got to think about this one. I've seen people with a sound mind trapped in their body. They're miserable. Yeah, like people who are vegetables who can't move, but they can think clearly, but everybody still talks to them like they're babies. Stephen Hawking had a sound mind, but his body was basically like ravaged by disease, and he found a way to make the best of it and still help out. Dying of syphilis. Yeah, dude, I saw that on Joe Rogan. Some of the people who used to die of syphilis back in the day, and it was crazy just how terrible. Like their jaws have holes in them and stuff. Oh, terrible. Now, assuming that we're old already and our body's already broken down, I guess I'd want a sound body. And I'll tell you why. Because if I had Alzheimer's or something like that, or dementia, I wouldn't be aware of the fact that I had it. So I feel like I'd be fine. I wouldn't be aware of just how terrible my mind was. I wouldn't be aware of all the terrible things that were happening around me because I would just forget it instantly. With that said, it would hurt the people around you, I think, most. So, but at the end of the day, if I'm, I wouldn't know how bad my situation is because I couldn't focus on it, So that's my pick would be Sound Body, because then I'm just working on instinct. All right, let's see what Mr. Beast picks. Raj, yes, I look after a man with motor neuron disease, sound mind, but body doesn't work. He can't talk or move. Damn. Soul is smart because she has lots of typos. Yes, that's true. Same as Stephen Hawking. Yeah, and Stephen Hawking was very successful. But for me, I feel like, not being aware of the condition I'm in would probably be something I'd be more welcome to embrace than being super sharp and not being able to move my body. Alzheimer people have lucid moments. Is that like where they can remember things? I guess like they randomly remember everything that's happening. E.G. is based because he has faced his inner demons and pulled through the darkness into the light. Yeah, I truly believe that everybody in their life will face a crucible, and that's a moment in your life where you will either make it through and become the person who you're meant to be for the rest of your life, or it will kill you or destroy your life. I feel like that was my crucible getting through a time in my life, and I feel like the person I've become on the other side is, been someone I'm very proud of. My wife's mother has dementia, and it is rough for those around you. Yeah, that's true. Like, so you might not realize how bad it is, but the people around you would suffer for sure. But I guess if I'm only speaking from my perspective, assuming that there's nobody around. Do you keep inviting me to voice? Why are you getting invitations to voice? I'm not. I don't think I've sent you one. I don't know why you would continuously keep getting invited. Is anybody else getting invited? They know what they're doing to people when they are lucid. Oh, wow. So you'd have glimpses of realizing that you're struggling. Man, yeah, that would be rough for sure. That would be rough for sure. Yeah, I don't know why that keeps happening, JSauce. I don't know why you keep getting invites to that. All right, let's see what Mr. Beast decides here.
Then that would be like dementia or something on the mind. That's hard. Sound body or sound mind. I mean, what are you if you don't have your mind? I would say mind, to be honest.
Amen.
Yeah.
Jimmy, thank you.
Do I get to write my question now?
You do. I want to say something to you, though. I have to give you a lot of credit because so many people like us, like our teams, we have stolen so much from you. We've stolen your principles, your mentality, and it's made us be better creators, which has allowed us to live the lives that we get to live and do these things that we love the most. And there's always a cost, I think, to being different and to being weird. There's an upside, but there's also a really, really, really big cost. And you pay that cost most when you're younger and you have to fit into the system and you don't get to choose who you hang around with and stuff. But then as an adult, as you said, we all then clap for the unique ones, the weird ones, and we steal from them and we aspire to be them and we learn from them. And you have, in the very short amount of time that I've been speaking to you for like a week or something, have blown my mind open. I got to see the behind the scenes of Beast Games, and my entire mind as I sat there on the sofa, I remember where I was sat when I saw the behind the scenes, just exploded. And you made me, in that moment, realize how much I'd limited myself. As someone that I considers themselves to be really ambitious, I'd limited myself. And so I wanted to say thank you, because you're not just doing that for me, you're doing that for tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people all at the same time. And you're giving them the roadmap, but also a blueprint and the mentality and the belief that they too don't have to live the life.
Gypsy says, when I worked in mental health institutions and there was a woman whose brain and had been damaged in a car accident, what was sad was that she perfectly remembered her past, her kids, her husband. Wow. But she couldn't remember it. She couldn't remember, out of random moments. Wow. No invites here either. EG got hacked at his setting. Yeah, somebody just wants JSauce on. It's probably DSB trying to get JSauce's voice, sultry voice on. Yes, keep getting the box pop up. It's fine. Just wanted to know. I must be keep touching it on IP. Yeah, I don't know why. That sounds strange.
Life that school or the system has told them they
Fit
have.
in the box. Agreed.
Exactly. So
Thank you for
thank
the
you
kind
so
words.
much, honestly, because we need more people like you, and I'm your biggest fan.
Thank you.
I really, really appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, let's see if we can break into it one more.
I'm your biggest
You're so
fan.
funny. Some of the most successful, fascinating, and insightful people in the world have sat across from me at this table. And at the end of every conversation, I ask them to leave a question behind in the famous diary of a CEO. And it's a question designed to spark the kind of conversations that matter most, the kind of conversations that can change your life. We then take those questions and we put them on these cards. On every single card, you can see the person who left the question they asked, and on the other side, if you scan that barcode, you can see who answered it next. Something I know a lot of you have wanted to know. And the only way to find out is by getting yourself some conversation cards, which you can play at home with.
So buy yourself some conversation cards. I mean, that was a good conversation, though. So, I mean, that might be an interesting box to have to talk about during a stream. Gypsy Rose, she couldn't. DSB, not me. Oh, there's an icon I must keep bumping because I'm on an iPad. Oh, that must be it then. Gypsy Rose says she couldn't be at home because she kept stripping in public. Wow, her husband had to divorce her just so the state would take care of her. That's crazy. Pecan says, why would these people kiss his fucking ass? Seriously. Well, let's see if this guy actually ended up kissing his ass. So, yeah. So a lot of people commented on this. A lot of people ended up commenting on this thing here, and JSauce was nice enough to send me some of these comments. So let's take a look here. One of the comments said, I had a hard time watching this channel lately, and I think I can finally articulate what bothers me about it. As an interviewer passing blanket character judgments like genuinely really good human beings are incredibly subjective and lack basic journalistic integrity. I appreciate that you interview people with a variety of viewpoints, backgrounds, but I haven't found your content to be as impartial as I wish it were. I'd certainly watch more of your videos if I could trust that you make an attempt to separate your own biased opinion from the content a bit more. I don't know much about Mr. Beast and don't really care to know more, but if I were interested, I would not trust your interview to focus on who he is, what he does, what he thinks, and not just another, wow, I think this is awesome guy, because I met him in person and he's wealthy and charismatic and successful. It's at best a little reductive and at worst genuinely misleading. I've rarely seen you challenge a guest on factual evidence or really push an interview into uncomfortable territory. But hey, maybe that's not what this channel is about, and that's fine. It's just not for me anymore, which got 938 likes. Yeah, I don't think that he was ever supposed to challenge this guy. You know, I don't know if he was ever supposed to really push Mr. Beast's buttons, you know? I don't think that that's what this interviewer set out to do. I like this guy. He inspired me for real. Yeah, Mr. Beast is very good at being inspirational. That's BS. Beast is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't know. I think he gets I think that he gets a bad rap. I mean, he did fuck a lot of people over with he did screw a lot of people over with crypto. I will admit that. But he's rich, and rich people love other rich people. So, but he does tend to seem like he helps more people than a lot of other content creators. So, but he has unlimited amounts of money to do so. But I don't know. I haven't really seen anything that has really convinced me that he's some horrible, horrible guy yet. Let's see. This comment says, the guy who almost killed people due to a lack of medications for his Squid Games participant episodes and being abusive towards his workers. I haven't seen any evidence of him being abusive towards his workers other than that one guy who was mad that he had to work on his 30-something birthday. Having them sign waivers saying he is not responsible if they actually died or got seriously injured. I honestly don't have sympathy for the guy painting himself as an angel. Yes, please do go work on your mental health, dude. That's best for everyone that knows you. Get off social media and go detox and get your head in order. Reflect on your actions and become a better person. Regardless of helping mom and kids in Africa, he lacked empathy and sympathy for other people in his life. I don't like him. I don't hate him. I see him as a troubled person who needs help, not him constantly posting for attention. If you have no love in your heart but do good things for others, it's not counted as an act of kindness. I think he left the fame. I think he let the fame get to his head that he can treat people so horrible and then claim to try and help humanity. It's contradicting. Get yourself sorted, mate. Dude candy coats a lot, and I feel like it's an act when he talks. Not really real or raw. He seems kind of disconnected from the world and himself. I mean, he has, I would say that he's probably most likely disconnected from the world because he hasn't been a normal person for a while. Like, he hasn't been like a typical person in a really long time. You could really tell who just listens to Dogpack. Yeah, absolutely. You could definitely tell somebody's watched a couple Dogpack videos and go, I got Mr. Beast. I know who he is. A lot of people have to sign waivers for all kinds of things, including travel. Yeah, and especially like if there's risk of death, that's a pretty common one. You have to sign that if you go skydiving, which lots of people do. Pecan, that's an unpopular opinion here, but I agree with you. Pecan says you can enjoy him. That's your thoughts, and you're entitled to it. Yeah, I just don't think that he's done anything that warrants the kind of hate he's been getting. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I haven't seen any factual evidence that, like, basically, Dogpack has been proven to be a complete, total fucking liar again and again and again. And Mr. Beast just hasn't had that happen to him. So, you know, I it's like, okay, well, if I had to put my life on the line about who's going to tell the more of the truth, I'm going to probably select Mr. Beast because Dogpack doesn't seem like a guy I could trust as far as I could throw, you know? I've still never seen a single Mr. Beast vid. Well, you ain't missing much. It's always like, wow, we're going to take this car and we're going to throw it in a shredder. And, you know, it's just a bunch of wild shit that people think up when they're probably stoned. All right, let's see what else we got here. So these are some more comments. This is one episode I will not watch. The guest is unwatchable. His arrogance and disrespect for humanity are unbearable. If anyone does know who he is, look up Kendall Ray, Mr. Beast, the Sesh podcast episode on YouTube about 6 months ago. Amazing deep dives of his true character, which is deplorable at best. That might be an interesting one to watch. Steven, it's quite obvious you're doing a PR thing for Beast. The campaign itself doesn't seem to be working, and I think it'll backfire. But the fact itself that you went for it makes me sad, and I do believe it affects your own credibility with your audience. I was actually wondering if you were somehow forced into this interview? Is that what they're saying? Besides his smile that you would never know was there if his mouth was covered, I'm bothered by the fact that everything about his generosity is done for views. He always uses zeros because that catches people's attention, and then throw in curing the blind and buy homeless man a mansion, and it's just exploitation. Imagine someone coming up to you on the street with a camera and offering you money. Whether you take it or not, you were exploited. I won't even click on this to give him more attention. Complaining about ungrateful people when you're the most famous YouTuber is a level of self-obsessed that I hope you never encounter in real life. Still bewildered how this guy made it big. Well, it's pretty obvious. The guy just he don't stop. I mean, it's pretty evident he doesn't stop. I mean, look, you could say whatever you want that this is a PR thing, and it most likely is. But, you know, what do you want him to do? I mean, there's people who fucking hate my guts online, and I think I'm a pretty nice guy, you know? So maybe I'm just jaded by the fact that I get a lot of haters when I'm literally just giving the most, like, logical conclusion to a lot of things. So I don't know. Like, the internet's just a toxic fucking place. So I don't know if I really count a lot of these people. Plus, these people could all be Rosanna Pansino fans. These people could be, you know, Dogpack fans. people who, because there was so many people who hated Mr. Beast. Way more people hated Mr. Beast than liked him during the drama. At least the loudest people. Most people who don't pay attention to drama were still totally fine with Mr. Beast and still watch his content. Let's see. He seems like... This one says he seems like someone that hasn't confronted his emotions yet. He needs to face the beast win the battle, then he will find inner peace and happiness, and it takes courage and determination. Notice that one only got one. That one only got one like. Steven, it's quite obvious you're doing a PR thing to be okay, so that I just read that one. I want to see what else we got here. The gaslighting is just mind blown. Still bewildered how this guy made it big. If you want to be liked for doing nice things, don't make it a part of your branding. All fair criticisms, I'd probably say. All pretty fair criticisms. Yeah, so, you know. I get, you know, I think a lot of the stuff that was said here is pretty valid. But at the same time, it's like hard to tell who's a genuine person and who is like actually just being a hater. Because there's a lot. Believe it or not, there's haters online, guys. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of really unhappy people online. So it is what it is, you know, and we'll live with it. EG is no Ray. I hope not. Totally knew what he was doing. My team did it. Yeah, right. I don't know. Did Pecan Head hear that like Paul ended his stream real angrily today? That was a pretty funny moment. He said he was getting trolled hardcore, which I didn't really see because I didn't see him getting trolled too bad. I mean, where did that surprise witness and Rosanna go after the drama died down? Rosanna, surprise witness, I think, checked out before because Rosanna stepped in. I think that surprise witness wanted to be the Rosanna of that group. And Rosanna stepped in and was like, I got millions and you only got hundreds of thousands, bitch. Step off. And then that became a whole, like, I think they were fighting over who got to love Jake, who got to keep track of Jake Weddle and Dogpack more. I follow Nick Diorio, so I've seen lots on haters. Yeah, Nick Diorio's got a lot of haters too. Let me see here. What am I even looking for? Oh, this here. I need to fix this real quick. I was told that someone said hello to me, and I was not there. I was watching Scabbers. I warned him about Joey last summer. Yeah, there was a guy named Joey that was trolling him, but that's about it. People in the comments were saying that he was making a ton of money off of his sponsorships because he literally throws Pecan. He literally throws it to an Aura sponsorship, and I don't know about you, but if you ever get your video sponsored like that, the sponsor of this video is Aura. Like, you don't have to put in a code or anything to make a sale. You know, that's pretty good. You're making pretty good money because that's like usually a flat rate that you get just for saying that kind of stuff. So Joey said hi to Pecan and likely made the comment. I was sent screenshots. Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, needless to say, he was not happy. He was not happy today. He ended it early. He ended the stream early. But, I mean, that sucks for him because, you know, he's just missing out on money. You know, if you wanted donations, you can't really get donations without money. Although, it's sad because it seems like his communities are actually really nice. A bunch of nice people in there. He needed to record them to make more money to give away. Yes. Well, I mean, I think that's a pretty good spot to end tonight, guys. Hey, EG, you still sing? Yeah, I haven't been ending my streams with singing, but you know what? Maybe we'll do it. Now that you brought it up, maybe we'll end our karaoke stream, or maybe we'll end our stream with a karaoke song. So I used to do this all the time. I would end my streams with karaoke. So I figure, you know what? Why not? What would be a fun song to end tonight's karaoke on?
I had no idea he was on. I seriously had 2 call centers I was watching. He's not on my radar. Well, I only knew because, you know, Soul sent me a message saying he was live. And I just wanted to see if he had talked about me and you. Did you guys fix that security issue? Not yet. We're still looking into it. Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus. I think we've sang that one before, but maybe for you, Dave. I missed it. You guys missed the karaoke stuff? Yeah, so I used to end with karaoke songs. I used to end all my streams with a karaoke song, but I kept getting flagged for copyright, so I stopped doing it. But both good songs, both good songs. Since Dave's here, Dave's my cousin, Davion Phoenix, so maybe I'll sing it for him. We'll do Teenage Dirtbag tonight because I know that I know that one really well, and then I'll do The Man Who Sold the World for you next stream, Soul. Okay, just don't let me forget. Okay. Did One Direction do a cover of Teenage Dirtbag? I wrote Karaki. Okay, so this will be fun. We haven't done this in a minute, so we're gonna do a little bit of karaoke. This is such a good classic, dude. Y'all ready? Cartoony G singing. Her name is Noelle. I had a dream about her. She rings my bell. Got gym class in half an hour. How she rocks in kids and 2 socks. But she doesn't know who I am. And she doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe with me. Ooh. Her boyfriend's a dick, and he brings a gun to school, and he'd simply kick his ass if he knew the truth. He lives on my block, and he drives an IROC, but he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, maybe with me. Ooh. Oh yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Oh yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Man, I feel like mold. It's my mind and lying, only lo and behold, she's walking over to me. This must be fake. My lips start to shake. But how does she know who I am? And why does she give a damn about her? I've got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby, like you. Ooh. Oh yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't
Except I'm not gonna be here all night. Woo! Can I say that's my favorite thing that my cartoon character does when I say woo? He does like the woo! Woo, 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 woo. He does a little side mouth thing, which I thought was always kind of neat. So I thought it was fun to have that a part of the song. What's it like saying cartoon EG? You can't hear it, but I am singing along, and I'm in love with your version. Why can't you hear it? I feel EG would do all right with Damage Plan or Local H. I'm a pretty wide range of vocal abilities. I've been doing theater since I was like in 9th grade, so I'm pretty versatile in the singing thing. It's one of the things that I've always felt pretty confident with. Is I might not always be confident in everything, but I feel like I can carry a tune. I always thought One Direction wrote this. Did you? Why did they? I know I saw that they were like they had a karaoke version of it. One Direction. You're welcome, Dave. My pleasure, brother. What's up? Now, Little Lately's. You want to sing it real quick? Sing a version of it. Little Lately wants to sing a 2-second version of this song. Go ahead.
I've got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teeny dirtbag baby like you. Ooh.
Bow, no, 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 no. There you guys go. I hope that everybody had fun tonight. I know that this wasn't like your typical stream, and this was a long grind. It's not like your Wham Bam Thank You Man, but I hope everybody had a good time. This was a fun stream. Always a fun stream. Thank you, Saul, so much for the donations. As always, you're amazing. 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 This one's for you, Saul. Hang on. Where's it at? Where did it go? This one's for you. We love it. We love it. Can't get enough of it. Have a blessed night, y'all. That's right. You're very welcome, Dave. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the kind words. So is 8,000. Yeah. So is 8 million years older. Yes, this video's been going on since the 70s. Thank you for everyone for the like, subs, and comments. Yes, thank you, Neon Treon, for hanging out. I think I have something coming up that I'm gonna be putting together with K-Huck too, so you'll have something to look forward to. It should be really fun. I might try to get Pecan Head involved in that too. So, but we just gotta iron out the details. So. With that said, guys, thank you so much. Thank you again. And I will see you guys. I might do a couple streams on the new flying channel, just to go flying. If I go flying, I'm probably just gonna live stream it. So that should be fun. So if you guys aren't subscribed to EG Flies High, go check it out on YouTube. Obviously, this will be on Later with Lately, and please raid K-Huck. I rated her on Tuesday. But I can't raid her every night. I can't raid her every night, can I? Can I raid her every night? Let's see who's live. And then if the situation calls for it, we'll raid K-Huck. I just feel weird raiding someone every night, you know? Because you got to spread it around. That's the whole thing, right? You got to spread it around. You got to spread it around town. Spread it around town. Where is it at? I got to get to the good stuff. Every time I'm about to say bye, you guys are like, raid. I'm like, oh. Raid Shadow Legends? Anybody? The game that has 1 million commercials attached to it? No, stop. I don't want to switch account. I want to view my channel. There we go. Soul paid you too? All right, Soul. All right. You win. We will raid K-Huck again. Just because you said so. Who says money doesn't get you things, guys?
It sure does. I could just screw you guys all over and send you over to Moreau. Send you over to Moreau last minute. I don't even... Oh, there she is. She is live. A retrospective on some ordinary gamers. All right. Okay, I have K-Huck queued up because Soul wins. Soul wins. Next time you can pick. Oh, thank you. It's so gracious of you, Soul. So gracious of you. Soul's like, I will allow you to raid who you want next time. All right, so we're gonna send you guys over to K-Huck, who seems to be she's talking about Mutahar right now. No, Moreau is okay, but K-Huck. Now, well, I just pick on Moreau because he was mean to one of our community members. So, good everyone, TC, and be safe. Thanks, New Moon. E-Shift wouldn't stay. Oh, if we went to Moreau. Why? There's always something crazy going on over on that channel. I'm gonna go cry into my crypto. Yeah, JSOS, don't even remind me. Our crypto freaking sucks right now. But you know, the good part is that it's got to turn around eventually. And not every single coin can go to zero, right? Can it? Let's hope not. But anyway, guys, much love to you guys. I'm gonna do the thing and then send you guys over to K-Huck. So make sure you guys go tell her I said hello and peace and love.